Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Think Outside the Blocks, our weekly live stream, where we talk to you about thinking outside of the perceived rigidity of the Lego medium and also thinking outside of your mental blocks when you are creating Lego mocks. I am one of your hosts, Mark Larson, Chief Brick Officer of Brickworld, and this, of course, is the guy on the left, my co-host, Ben Hauger. How are you doing this week, Ben?
Oh, I'm still soaking in the title of live stream coordinator, the self-given title of live stream coordinator. So um, just have to
Well,
keep it going so you don't fire me. So
it's a well-earned self-proclaimed title. I mean, I would say I can easily give that to you because I just learned about 30 seconds ago that M is the letter for the week. And since we didn't have much time to talk before we started, I don't even know what the run of show is because you do all of that.
that's true. I got to coordinate something. If I don't coordinate it, then why give the title, right? So, okay,
You are literally coordinating the live stream.
well, yeah, that's what it should
Yeah.
mean. So if I show you the run of show, you'll know what we're talking about today with our letter
Can't
M.
wait.
So let's go. Here it is.
Right.
Modular Madness today. We're going to talk about modular mocks, Mega COS. That's
All
an
right.
acronym
Awesome.
that we should get to know. We talked about a lot
Yes.
of other Lego acronyms, but COS, of course, is Closet of Shame. Then we're going to do
Yeah.
some modular madness, and we're going to talk a little bit about tomorrow, Monday.
I
We've
know.
got Vikings, Bears, and Cyber Monday. We'll talk about that first one very briefly, but maybe the other one a bit more. So
Perfect. Sounds good to me. I'm already annoyed because I'm lagging and I just restarted and I am wired in. So I can't wait till this problem is gone because remember the audio problem we used to have?
yes, that was always fun. That
It just kind of
that
worked itself out.
always
Let's hope the speed thing.
that always required a 5 minute earlier start just to make sure you weren't echoing like crazy. So a little
Right?
improvement.
I don't even I don't even try anymore. I don't well, I think it was the headsets, but either way, let's not get hung up on that. So what's the first topic of the evening?
Well, of course, because we're think outside the blocks, what we like to do is talk a bit about our mocks. If we're going to talk about thinking outside our blocks, our
Yeah.
mental blocks, and the Lego rigid block, we have to show a mock. MMMMM. So that's where we start. That's where we always start. That's where we should
Yeah.
start.
I like it. I love this idea because that is what we're talking about. As Rialgar is pointing out, he loved watching the mini mock to prepare for a larger one, which is something I posted on YouTube Shorts. We're going to talk more about that tonight. And if I find the time, have the mental capacity, M for mental capacity, I will upload a longer version of that video for the outro. But just so everyone knows, I got home from St. Louis about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's why I gave you the title
Mark might make it.
of
Yes,
Mark
yes,
might make it.
yes.
Squeezing in Thanksgiving and the live stream today. So we thank you for
Yeah, well,
your commitment.
I have about 1,000 megabytes of upload speed, so I don't know why I'm lagging already, but this is a thing that happens. This is what we do. Ben smooth, Mark lagging. This is how it works. Intro
Used,
song, Rise of the Titan by
yeah,
Four
that used to
Mantics. Well,
be.
yes, thank you for calling that out.
Yeah, why not? Well, there you go. See, yeah, I mean the problem used
That
used
is,
to be my video quality was really low.
yeah,
And then
that's
I got that all upped and smoothed out. And we don't quite know what's going on with yours because it should be fine.
it
Really should
really,
be.
really should be. So we'll
Yeah.
have to figure out what I'll do a deep dive on that with all of my extra time. Yes, for Mantics without the I.
Okay.
How dare you get that wrong? That's the he's giving credit to our opening song, which I get from Epidemic Sound. By the way, I'm having a little bit of audio of a problem with TikTok because I have them listed as a site that we post stuff on, but they always give me like this is licensed music. And I'm like, yes. And I'm registered with you through my licensed music. So you should not be muting all my videos. And so I'm like, so Monica Berry's favorite letter is tonight's letter,
M.
M for
Yes.
Monica. One of my favorite letters as well.
Yes, M
Funny
for
that,
Mark.
me being
M
Mark.
for Monica's basement.
Monica's basement.
That's what Realgar says.
Yeah, so Reed points out that StreamYard fixed the Android echo. Well, it's like, well, I don't think my issue had anything to do with Android
No.
because nothing in this house is not Apple. Brick Orphanage is here. Rob Claxton is here. Talking about modulars, I'm actually working on my friend's botanical garden. I'm turning into a modular. I would love to see that, Rob Claxton. You have to post pictures for us.
Certainly.
So please send those to us or post them on Instagram and tag us. All great streams have lagging hosts. Thank you. I feel much better about that now. Jesse is here. Jesse was typically like a non-lagging host of this show,
Yep.
right? Don't know where my brain went for a second. Yeah,
There's always
there
a
was definitely a
song.
song, Monica Berry. Should we play it again?
I mean, we
Like, it's a
could.
pretty
It'd be
epic
kind of
song.
strange, but we could.
It'd be redundant anyway. I mean, she could just
Yeah,
replay
Replay
gang.
Gang.
So her basement is a meme in Sort Lug. We got to be a part of Sort Lug. I think we should join this. Mr. Moeller checking in. It's Jam. Jam is here.
Jam is here.
M for Moeller. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Yeah. You did not hear. Do you have it muted?
I couldn't tell you.
Anyway, probably should be. Oh, thanks, Cody. We love that you're here. Thanks for watching what we're hosting. Ben, any idea on this? Shazam certainly did.
Shazam
Is he talking about
certainly
the movie
did.
with Shaq?
Shazam must have heard the song and told Realgar what it was.
Oh, Shazam the app.
Shazam the app. Yep.
You must have a desktop app of it. I think I will finally build my botanical garden tonight. I have one sitting around here, and it's from what I've learned in building this week. That that set has a lot of pieces I've been looking for, and it's still unopened. I learned that it's available in Botanical Garden. I jump on Bricks and Pieces and go like, okay, give me 500 of those. Like, oh, by the way, Lego Team B is here, which is awesome. Good day and belated happy birthday, Ben. Unable to join last week, but I do believe he watched on replay because it was one of our most watched Replay Gang.
Right.
Shout out to Replay Gang. Thank you guys very much for coming in and watching once we're done. Hey, come on, Sonoma. Oh wow, it's broken. Probably because I haven't done the update yet. I don't have my balloons and my confetti and stuff tonight. But I got back from St. Louis. So we had a number of packages on the porch, and one of them was this.
Ooh, yes. Yes.
You guys remember me placing this order last week?
I certainly do. You wanted some contrasting vine colors. We pointed out that one existed and it was readily available.
Readily available.
Several sets with a lot of them. So obviously it was a big seller on Bricks and Pieces.
I got it. It showed up this was a Bricklink order. Okay. So it showed up in less than 7 days because I don't know what day it showed up because I was in St. Louis for 4 days, for the last 4 days. We just got back 45 minutes ago. Well, now it's an hour ago. So I'll stop exaggerating. Vine surprise. Yes, it wasn't too much of a surprise since I did it live on YouTube last week. But even with a federal holiday in the middle, I got all of them by the time I got back from St. Louis. So I'm very impressed with the seller. Maybe I'll look them up and shout them out. Yeah, I was. Reed, I almost did the same. When you said there were dark green ones, I looked them up and I was like, whoa, these are a lot more expensive than the nougat ones. And these are, what a great color. Yeah. I'm so excited about using these.
Yeah, that'll work well. It'll be a good contrast with the brown, but it's still very organic. I think it will work well for what you're doing. And, just like you want to thank and like and shout out that Bricklink seller, of course, everyone can like and subscribe to us if you want to hear us. Replay Gang, Pre-Play Gang, Live Gang, everyone in the Tainted. That's our chat. Should be getting ready to like and subscribe. We don't have any Facebook likes yet. We usually get, a few by now. But of course, don't forget to do that.
Yeah, so we were supposed to be live on Instagram, but as I started the feed, it was all like, "We're having trouble." So I finally got my live key for Instagram, so we'll figure out why it wasn't able to pull through. But we should be live on Instagram sometime before 2025. Cody Cat says, "Thanks for the shout out. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here. Excited to register for Brickworld Chicago. I'm curious, only one registration option and 2,000 only. So does that mean grab bags for everyone?" Yes, and like I'm doing an improv here. So it does mean that there's only one option. The grab bags, which we've never called them that. We used to call them goodie bags, and now we're going to call them swag bags because we don't know what's going to be in them. I know one thing that's going to be in them. So there'll be at least one new Lego mold from the last 2 years because of the way we order the pieces in that bag, but we aren't going to um, offer a value for it because I personally was finding that like it was hard to assign a value to it and guarantee that people would be able to get the value out of it that they were paying. And so we removed the option, um, and we didn't want to raise registration to like if we raised it to 110, it'd be like everyone would still be paying the goodie bag price from 2023. So we raised registration to $100 from 85. No more option for a goodie bag. And one of the things that you got with your goodie bag was a free set from Lego because that's what we chose to do with our allocation of sets from Lego. But I think a lot of people were assigning the value of the Lego set to the goodie bag, and that's not the way Lego really wanted us to do that. And I had a long conversation with Lego about it. And with putting a 2,000 registration limit, we couldn't take the allocation and divide it by 2,000 and give anybody more than like a poly bag. So we've changed things. And we're gonna do our best to put still something really fun in the swag bags as they are, but like it's kind of up to our sponsors and vendors to fill out the rest of the bag, and we're gonna put some pieces in there that we think people will enjoy, but it's not going to be something we're going to charge people for. It's just going to be a bonus for registering. And we did have to raise the registration. That's probably the biggest jump in registration we've ever had, from 85 to 100. And it's because our costs went way up as well. So we're trying. They went way up, and we raised it much less than the percentage that are. Yeah.
Mhm.
So sorry to have to pass some of these costs along to you, but we aren't trying to cover all of the costs that have gone up on us. It's up to me to figure out how to cut some of those costs in the meantime. That's all businessing. Don't worry about that part. It's all businessing. But hopefully it's still tolerable for everybody. And I've had, people who love to hype the show are like, you could charge $200 per registration because everybody loves this. So like the demand is high. So you can like raise. I don't want to do that. I don't want to make it something that's like inaccessible to people who don't have the means. I want to make sure that Lego fans are there and that people can make it and not try to just really pull all of your money out of your wallet, because I know how that feels, because that's how I live as a business owner. Everyone trying to pull my money out of my wallet at all times. It is inflation.
Yeah.
And Nicole, thank you. Yes, that is true. Inflation
part of
is
it.
occurring, but it's also starting
Yep.
to level out, and it's also starting to drop. And there are a lot of our vendors, not Lego vendors who participate in the show. I'm talking about vendors that we go to for like
Convention
decoration,
vendors for
which
things
is
like
like
tables and
tables and
chairs and that kind of
things.
stuff. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I'll call them contractors for lack of a better term. Our contractors that we use to put the shows together, they're gouging the living mega blocks out of us. But we're finding ways around that. And if I have to cut things like, hey, there's no, um, I don't know what to say that I'm cutting yet because I haven't really gone through it. But like, so I don't want to say like, there's there, there are no tables. Like that's the first thing I can come up with. Is like we need the
Yeah.
tables.
Well, and I'm
We'll get
sure,
that.
part of it too is much like you who got to live through this. If your primary job
Yeah,
is giving tables to conventions
yeah,
and you had 2 years where you couldn't do that at
yeah,
all, there's some
yeah.
some stuff built in there too, I'm sure, for some of it.
In defense of those contractors, it's mostly the labor that they use to deliver and set up the tables.
There you go.
That's where the price has really gone up. And several of our contractors, several of our venues have been like, listen, this is, I love this. And Renaissance is one of them. They were like, and that's where Brickworld Chicago happens. They were like, this is the labor company we use. And so we're going to hire these people and charge you double that rate. And so here's their number. Just hire them directly. So we have some help from the people who really appreciate us. And we appreciate everyone who appreciates us. And I'm sorry about the price hike, but we kept it as responsible as possible. I hope we'll see what happens. We'll see if we get 2,000 people to come to the show because the growth was accelerating. Realgar says, I bought more secondhand bricks today, supported a small business. Thank you. Lots to sort. Sorting is a small business in and of itself, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly a full-time job. Rob says that he sent pictures of the modular to me in Discord. Yikes. I have a Discord problem. We'll get to that later. Realgar says, wait, everyone gets a grab bag. No.
Swag bag. Gotta call it the right thing.
Swag bag. Grab bag is not a thing. Who started this? Exactly. Cody Cat, stop calling things the wrong thing. Goodie bag, swag bag. There you go. He corrected himself before we even got to it. Monica says, can't go to the holiday show. That's quite all right. We'll miss you, but like it's certainly we came up with it like I think 13 hours ago, and we're gonna do it in about 2 hours from now. Like it was a really fast addition to this year. You did that one already, sorry. Well, thanks, Realgar. I think this is kind of a captive audience. It's gonna like the living mega blocks out of things exactly. I feel like the Tainted is going to be a little more gentle towards me and explaining these things than like maybe the general public will. So we'll see what happens. We hope people are okay with the way we raise prices. But I really want it to be out there that like we did not raise them the same percentage that prices were raised on us. So we're working through that. I will figure it out. I will business build on the floor. That's right. Exactly. It's more accessible that way. Kids can see it. People in wheelchairs can see it. Like, yeah, I like the idea of having the entire convention on the floor. All right. So Cody says, hooray. Sorry on the bag name mix up. I know you've ruined everything, but that's okay. We still love you being here. Anyway, this is exciting news. Last year, I saw all the boxes that would help me sign up for things on the fly, pullbacks, and other competition builds. Yay. Good. All right. Excellent. We're going to try to make that stuff easier to find as well. That's like a huge percentage of my messages lately are like, where's this? Where's that? And I'm like, we're working on putting it back together because we changed the way you register. So you don't have to like sign up for a brickworld.com account and then go to your My Page and like go through all of that. We're just doing it through one login. Hopefully everyone likes that because we're working with an outside company for that. So that's also another cost, but that's fine. Cody says limited time only on registration. I thought it said resignation. Sorry. I've made myself a little bit self-conscious by bringing up the pricing structure and rambling about it really quickly. And Ben, quite honestly, I have to use the bathroom again already.
Wow. Okay, that's fine. We can go through a couple more of these
when I travel.
Yeah, fair enough. Too much
water,
yeah. Too much bounce around in the car. Apparently,
that's exactly it. Yeah. Thank you for doing that. My 47-year-old bladder can't take that.
You know, last week we talked about my initials being BPH. That also is a medical condition, benign prostate hyperplasia.
I know. I have it.
You've got a big prostate that's non-cancerous. Luckily, makes you have to go to the bathroom a lot. So, whatever. Apparently, grab bags are a trigger for Friday Night Bricks. Okay. I guess that would give us one of these. A new banner we introduced, trigger warning.
Yeah.
So
I would actually ask Reed to expound on that. I would like to know more about why his chat are triggered by that.
Let's see here. Rob says there's still over 1,500 tickets left when I looked on the website site to register. Well, that's one of the interesting things is due to growth. Capping the registration, sort of something that I don't know if Mark ever thought he'd have to do it, but he did, and so that's something we've got to deal with to make sure the show can continue and have lots of fun stuff. Um, there was a suggestion from Monica that we can just get some super collectors to build tables. Can you even imagine trying to build and move a Lego table around the convention hall? Not only would it be fragile, it'd also be ridiculously heavy. And then you'd have to have a very conscious thought about what you were going to put on top of that. That could be a Lego Masters challenge. You have to build a table that will support a mock at Brickworld. And Reed suggests because Lego grab bags were the bomb. Well, uh, Lego grab bags may be different than Brickworld grab bags. There were some good things in the Brickworld grab bags, and let me just say, the swag bag will probably carry a lot of that same stuff. A lot of it was vendor related as well, but it'll just be a different distribution of what might be in there. A lot of times it was people who did
Yeah.
register for goodie bags. There'd be a choice of one or two sets or whatever the case was, or you'd have one randomly drawn if you were in the goodie bag lane. Might be something you loved, might be something you didn't.
A lot of people did. Yeah.
So it was nice to get, but let me tell you, plenty of people who come to the show will visit the vendors, they'll visit the Lego stores, they'll visit all kinds of places. So there's nothing stopping you
Mhm.
from getting a Lego set while you're there. You just aren't going to get it in the same way as you did before.
Cody, I'm joking. You please stop apologizing. It's really, really not a big deal. I'm just busting some Lego
Yeah.
blocks. Forgot the G word is a hot trigger. Use the phrase "a-foles" instead of using the O word. Thanks to Mark for being transparent. You're welcome. Yeah, I do my best. And then Reed says limits on grab bags. Oh, limits on them are the real
There's
trigger.
no
Okay.
limits anymore because there's none. So now you don't have to
Yeah,
worry about it.
we're going to. I know, but just to warn you, it might be. We have one piece that I grabbed for off of our Lego A&E order, which is a full networking event, recognized a full networking event. I always forget what the acronym means. That I grabbed off our order for this year's goodie bags. So it's a newer mold, and you'll have a number of them in there, some number, at least that, and then like it may end up being 15 flyers for sponsors and vendors. So I'm just saying that's how the goodie swag grab bag is going to work this year.
Yeah. Well, Real Guard suggests limit
So if
2,000
it's
the
just a
number
bag
of
of flyers, I
attendees
apologize.
that we've capped the registration at. So that's sort of true, but again, we can't say grab bag. We're only going to say swag bag. Uh,
And that doesn't include Ben because he's staff.
I guess I'm the live stream coordinator. It says so.
At least 2002 people will be there, me and you, and 2000 people
Yeah,
plus the coordinators plus the staff, the other staff besides yourself.
there we go.
Monica says the little duckies in this set right off the bat in bag one. Which set is that she's building?
Is she working on the
That is
botanical
duckies.
garden?
Yes, it has
Yeah.
duckies. It has duckies too on top of
It's
everything else.
everyone's making
I
that thing sound like the
You know what I love
greatest
about
set of
putting
all
like
time.
building.
It
It
might be.
probably is. It is the goat. Should we put it on trial for
Ooh,
hubris?
that's a good question. The only problem is I think it'd get away with it. I'm going to be honest.
It might with Tainted
That is
as
a
as
that
for
is a
jury.
beautiful set. An absolutely beautiful set. And I am checking for the
Yikes!
ducky. Here we go.
Well, we got an explanation from you, Brickworld live stream coordinator and grand poobah of bricks and letters. Yeah, I mean,
There we go.
we need a badge that says all of that for
That
you.
would be very
Um,
long to print on my
little
badge.
little brown duckies with freckles like mallards.
I don't see them in here. Maybe it's a different set.
Who's
Little
that
brown
for?
duckies. Okay, so are they
Yeah.
reddish brown?
I don't think they're old brown.
Yeah. Well, I looked in yellow because they're definitely not rubber duckies.
Well, just look up the botanical garden. I think that's what
I'm in there. I'm looking. I'm looking.
Listen, Ben.
I know how the brick link works. I'm just not finding it yet.
Me too.
Dark orange.
Okay.
Oh, see, I was
Oh,
way
dark
off.
orange. Yeah, that's different from brown. Yeah.
hmm I skipped right past it. Okay, we're going up to the D's for dark orange.
What kind of duck has
There it is. Oh my goodness.
Show it.
All right,
Show it. Show
so
it.
let's flip over here.
It's not botanical gardens.
There it is. Dark orange ducky
Ooh,
with a
cute.
bunch of little freckles on his head.
Derby's in the house, says just logged out in, which I guess. Well, at least they're in, right? Because they're here. Hello. Did all registrations get swag?
Yes. All right. There we go.
Yes.
Yes. It's different
Yes.
than a goodie bag. It's a swag
Yes.
bag. It will be awesome. I'm sure we'll talk about this 15 more times before Brickworld. Just know there is one registration. Register for it. You will get a swag bag. There we go.
There's not two. Wait, there we go. That's the problem. I have too much light in the back corner. There's not two. I love the rainstorm. Let's see. Monica Berry says same old as rubber duckies. Yeah. We got some. Yep.
Yep, dark orange.
Some
So we
updates on
saw
that. All right. So modular
adorable.
madness. Let's talk about modular madness. Woo!
Yeah, let's talk about our own modular mocks.
No.
Let me add this one to the stage that I've been working on, that we've been seeing evolve together as I've been getting some little fixes in on it.
That's great.
So we can talk about some of the little tweaks I've made since last time. The big change, of course, a couple of changes. The first one was we changed our light bluish gray. Let me just throw this up at the top here.
I gotcha.
Oh.
Sir.
Which one of us is coordinating here? Okay, so we removed the light bluish gray freeze and switched over to something with a little more color. We did that last time, and we also changed the window pattern. A couple people had asked or suggested that instead of using this thicker arch, I could perhaps use what we call the eyebrow piece, or this little mud guard. I tried it in there. I was not satisfied with it. And in fact, looking back at some of the pictures that kind of inspired this around my city, it was not uncommon for them to do a very thick treatment over the window like this. So I actually like it. So
I don't mind. Yeah, I would say I don't mind the way it looks right now. I like the idea of like the mud guard going in, but it's like I feel like the ends of it would be thinner than the columns than the candlestick.
Yeah, they are a bit tapered right at the bottom. As you can kind of tell, and it just didn't seem significant enough. I had it, pretty low down on the window here, so that it connected or more or less touched the raised parts, but it just didn't have the effect I thought it might. They have a thicker, taller mud guard that maybe would work a little better than this one, but I don't think they have it in tan, and I'm not unsatisfied with that, quite honestly.
Ben Philip Hauger, I've looked at this for weeks, and those are not the candlestick piece. Those are modified plates with slide.
Correct.
With rail or whatever, right?
Yep.
Oh, wow. That was a little bit more of a base. Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, it couldn't even get in the upper register. I was just shocked. I really thought those were rounded.
Yeah, no.
But I don't mind that they're not. I'm just surprised that it's not the candlestick piece.
Yeah, they're squared off. Missing two arches, so I've got to get those still, but that's okay.
You got to cannibalize something else?
Yeah, I mean, also the addition, the other big thing I did, and we talked about this a bit, was I made the levels one plate taller and then switched over from a tan tile to a nougat one.
Good.
So you can see a little bit of brick between the window and the next floor, which I thought was good.
I like the height there. Yes.
Yeah. And then that also let me raise these sort of decorative 4-way cheese slope pyramid cornice thingamajiggers up one to sort of cap off the top of the brickwork.
I think that is the official name for that piece. The 4-way cheese slope
pyramid cornice thingamajigger. Yep.
Listed on Bricklink.
That's how it comes across on Bricklink for sure.
Gary,
our friend Gary, our best friend Gary,
that he likes the tile on the windows.
Yes, love Gary.
Love Gary.
Let's see. Then the other the other two things I'm working on. So I did the same treatment to the upper level last time. I hadn't gotten that done, nor had I finished off the full length tiling when we had our special guest last week. But the other thing that I'm working
Yeah.
on right now is up here. First of all, I did
Just
change this over to one dark tan stripe to match
yeah.
their level before
Okay.
going to the gray.
Okay.
And then I took out sort of this decorative piece that we had sitting
Yeah.
here.
The minifig head.
Yeah, and I did that for a couple reasons. I think first of all, it was a detail I didn't need considering how tall the rest of this was going to be anyway with the letters on there. So
Yeah.
you can see the letters WLGO.
Yep.
Also, these parts, which are meant to like light the sign, I had to move them up high like this and space them like this to account for the fact that there was something here. Now I think since I've changed that, I'll be able to build something underneath to move the lights down a little lower. That way they won't kind of be in the way of
Oh,
the
nice.
letters.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I
So
like that.
haven't done that yet, but I'm working on it. So,
Okay.
these are relatively small tweaks, but they are addressing a lot of areas that I didn't find satisfactory in the original build. So,
Yeah. No, and this is what we're talking about on here is making small tweaks to things
yep.
and doing our best to express our creativity, get all of our ideas out of our brains and into Lego brick. So this is really cool. I mean, we this is the third week we've looked at this, and like small the small alterations you're making are significant.
Yeah, it's kind of, a lot of times I get a lot of work done on things, but this mock in particular
Mm-hmm.
needs more refinement than it does anything else. And sometimes that takes even more time than building an entire new thing. What I'm still
Yeah.
missing and what I'm still working on outside of fixing this and the radio tower itself, which just sort of ends
Yeah.
right now.
Okay.
The other big thing that I'm going to be working on is a sign that will come out here. One thing I'm struggling with, right? I want this sign to represent or to indicate that one of the floors here is a newspaper. So, kind of the way this is structured, it's the Lego Media Building, I guess we're going to call it. The bottom floor
Yeah.
down here has a bookstore. The middle floor is going to be a newspaper, and the top floor is the radio station.
Yes.
So we've already got the sign down here, the book on the bottom level. We'll scroll down
Mm-hmm.
slowly so no one gets sick here. So we
See,
already
so
have the sign for the book station and then the
yeah.
lettering for the radio station. So we need something to indicate the newspaper here, which is what's going to go in the middle. I've got the posts ready
Awesome.
for that to go in, but I haven't decided how I'm doing
Yep.
the sign yet. So we'll have to figure that out.
Very
I think
cool.
what I'm struggling with, and maybe you can just talk me off the ledge on this,
Okay.
is getting the letters in. Lego has done it a couple different ways. They've done both brick built type letters on the sign. They've
Yeah.
also done printed tiles. Um, I can't do a printed tile. I could potentially do a sticker.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's cheating is kind of its own question.
I okay.
Um,
So what ledge do you want me to talk you off of?
well, because of the relatively small sign,
Whoops, sorry.
because of the relatively small size and the fact that I have to get a W in here if I
Yeah.
want the word news anywhere,
Yeah.
um, I'm leaning towards a sticker, quite honestly. And that I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, that's just kind of I don't know. It's kind of unusual to do that. I know people have done it. That's how Lego does, a lot of stuff. Um, you know,
Yeah.
the Jazz Club, for example, they have a sign, and the word
Yes.
Jazz Club is just on a printed tile. So it's not outlandish, and it doesn't necessarily break some rule of modular builds. It's just um, one of those things where it feels strange to go that route with a non-official Lego sticker or something, but maybe it's what I have to do to kind of make this fit in the way that I think it'll work.
Okay. I think custom stickers are the easiest one to like get away with. That's not a cheat. I mean, there's so many custom prints out there. There's a lot of third party market businesses that make a living off of AFOLs purchasing custom designs, right? So it's like, what's the difference there?
Yeah. And I don't know that I have an answer.
Right.
It's just one of those things where, it's I think it triggers a lot of people to say, "Oh, if it was an official Lego sticker, it wouldn't bother me at all, even if it wasn't on the air quotes correct piece." We've talked about stickers on this channel before. Some
Yeah.
people might know I actually like stickers. Um, for their multiple uses, among other things.
Yeah.
Or the fact that when you're a mock builder like us, you can choose to not put the sticker on, and then the piece is more versatile.
Yeah.
So might be what I end up doing. I don't know, but that's kind of where we are.
Gary
So
correct us that we're actually very bestest friends.
even though he won't go on a mandate with me,
I think he agreed to. I
okay,
think we have evidence. We have video evidence that he agreed to do a mandate with you this coming year
okay,
at Brickworld Chicago.
makes
Uh,
me feel
Monica,
better.
Monica Berry likes what she sees here with your updates. Anna Nicole says she loves the details. Realgar says off a ledge, no pun intended, because you're literally building ledges. Get it?
Indeed, I am.
That's the question: is the flower boxes are those 1x2 tiles or are those 1x2 cheese slopes?
Those are tiles,
Okay.
and they're gold, fancy gold.
Monica says you can get a custom. Oh, is that why they look different? Yeah, the depth definitely looks different. Gold, huh? Why gold?
Because it was different than tan. It still kind of felt like it was in the same color scheme. I could have done them brown,
Or dark
um,
tan?
or dark tan. I think dark tan, they would make more sense now.
Yes.
But before I had introduced dark tan as a color in here, the gold was different enough, from the nougat and the regular tan. But kind of looking at it now,
Yeah.
at least through the camera here, it doesn't have a lot of difference.
No.
So dark tan might actually look okay on there too.
So before we talk about what Monica said here, my question for you: why is this a ledge that you would want to jump off of in adding your own custom sticker to it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I think I can do it, right? Design wise.
Yeah, of course you can. I can help you if you are worried about that.
No,
I've
it's
done
not
it.
so much that. It's just my first instinct on something like this is to do brick built letters. I just don't think it's plausible in this space to
Is it because
to
of like,
make it fit.
is it Lego purism that makes you not want to?
Yeah, it's something like that. I don't know.
Can we stop with that? Like, not you. I just mean the community in
In
general.
general,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think like I agree. Lego is the best brand out there for this stuff, but it's kind of like Lego can be expensive, and if you have something that you want to do it because you're trying to express yourself, right?
yeah. Well, that's the internal struggle. It's like I know it
Yes.
shouldn't bother me. Why does it? Right?
I don't know why, but I am bothered by it as well. But I'm like trying to quiet that voice because we don't want to like say somebody comes to the show for the first time and they think they're going like say someone comes to Brickworld Chicago and they're like I've been doing this for years and I built all this stuff and I'm really proud of the stuff that I built, but they weren't part of the AFOL community, so they like used a bunch of Mega Block stuff because it was the shape that they wanted. It's
Yeah.
like it's not even parts of like, and one of the reasons we want to bring in those types of people is so they see the resources that we get because we have access to being part of a lug. We know the community, like we know there's Bricklink, and like the average person doesn't know that that's there. And so if the average person gets involved in the in Lego as a hobby, there's not necessarily an easy in to find what we found over the years through the evolution of the AFOL community. So it's like yes, we want to encourage those people to use Lego instead of Mega Blocks, of course. But at the same time, it's like if that's where their budget is, I don't want to shame people for like not having the budget to buy Lego pieces. And also like just the idea of self-expression. You know what I mean?
Oh, hold on. Yeah, actually, so because our letter was M this week,
Mhm.
I had sent Mark a message that said we're going to do Mega Closet of Shame, and Mark responded, "Are we going to do
And I was like,
Mega
"Oh,
Blocks
no."
Closet of Shame?"
I'm like, "Do you have Mega Bloks in your closet? Because I actually don't."
I, I
Like
don't either. However,
yeah,
right, this was actually a topic I wanted to bring up today, and you happened to beat me to the
good.
punch there.
Yes.
If I did have Mega Blocks in my closet,
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
I agree.
This is also, right, Brickworld. We're accepting lots of bricks.
Brick.
We don't. I think kind of where our problem lies with other brands isn't with the design itself or the affordability. It's usually if they are stealing designs
Yeah.
from Lego itself or from AFOLs. That's the other problem.
Yeah.
Is there are people who will take something you post on Instagram and try to get it into or make it or turn it into a set that they'll sell on something like when we go into the Blockleverse, or the
Yeah.
ideas are just crazy, right?
Right.
And that's usually where the problem is. It's not so much that it's not Lego, it's what they're doing with their designs. I don't care uh, what you can afford or where you get your bricks. I don't condone buying something that copies Lego exactly for half the price with
Right.
terrible quality. Um, and a lot of people defend that. I've seen people say, "Well, I can't afford real Lego. It's okay that I'm helping these counterfeiters." Um,
Right.
by doing this, and I'm like, well, that's sort of where I struggle with it. But if you happen to have a lot of Tyco, back in the day, Tyco was a
Awesome.
Lego competitor, or Mega Blocks, and
Yep.
you want to build something and bring it to Brickworld, go
Yep.
for it.
Well, especially if it's like if you're building the facade of your modular, let's say, it's all Lego, right? It's all Lego pieces. Like they have the best molds. They're like responding to what people want. They have like multiple radii available for like their curved pieces and stuff like that. But you don't have you don't you don't have the budget to like fill out the rest of the building, like the back, the sides. Like if you're building something up on terrain and you want to build it up on brick, but you don't want to buy Lego pieces for all that, and you're on a budget, like I think that specifically would be fine if nobody even sees it. Like why would anybody give somebody a hard time about that? It's hard doing this like owning Brickworld because there are so many purists out there. And so
Mhm.
I'm sure this would be a very unpopular opinion with certain people in the community, which is totally fine, by the way. I know that that's there, and I know it's something that I think about when I have these thoughts. But I think like we've seen it in like a lot of like even AFOL creations before. Like we had minions, people wanted minions in their displays, and they would use the Mega Bloks minions.
Yep.
You know, and just kind of
Yeah.
like, well, if that's what you creatively want to do, I don't see a reason to shame people for expressing themselves creatively if Lego doesn't make the piece and they really want something part of what they're building, because that's what we do like for our downtime, our me time, our hobby
Yeah.
time.
It's sometimes I get a little squeamish when people describe me as a Lego artist. I'm like, artist. I just build things that I think are cool. I'm not trying to express something special with this. But there are people who definitely do use it as a tool in that
Yeah.
fashion,
It
and they might have a reason they're using a Mega Bloks piece.
yeah. And it does
So,
it and by the way, that term itself, it does sound pretentious, but I would call you easily a Lego artist because you are expressing your art and that's your medium. Like I don't know
well,
if I'd call myself that, but I call you that. You know what I mean? It's like,
hey, last week I confessed that I don't build with Lego, I play with Lego. So I'm just playing around, right? Replay game for anyone who missed that discussion. Build versus
yeah.
play.
So we had Reed was asking if he could talk you onto a ledge.
You can try,
And
Reed.
You give it your best shot, Reed. Anna
Mm.
Nicole said she would do a sticker personally. Looks great as it is. We need a lot of design changes otherwise. But I think Anna, just to let you know, he's going to have a sign hanging out over the sidewalk that has like the call
Right.
signs for the
Oh,
for the
this one's
newspaper that the newspaper
yeah. So
offices. Yeah,
here, that's what these posts would do. They would come out, and then it would, the sign
yeah.
would be
WLGO
read top
number.
from bottom on both
Yeah,
sides. And what the name of the paper is, I don't quite know yet.
right.
But it'll be something, and it'll probably be in two
Well,
parts, a top and a bottom.
and honestly, Ben, that's going to be harder
Let
than
me
making
know.
the top sign. That's going to be just WLGO, like whatever the newspaper is called. It's going to be more than 4 letters, I
Yeah,
assume.
yeah,
Gary says stickers can look nice as long as you're happy with it. Ignore the naysayers, and that's kind of what we're talking about. If somebody has a problem with custom stickers, like tell them they can never go to Citizen Brick or oh god, what's Victor store? Alpha Graphics? No. Alpha Graphics is my printer. Eclipse Graphics. There we go.
there you
And it
go.
says, but I also use gold leafing on my Lego, so maybe not the best judge. There you go. See, you enhance Lego the way you want to do it. It's kind of like, especially if you're using Lego pieces. And I only say especially because I'm like, we do get a lot of money from Lego for being
Yeah.
an A&E. So
Well,
I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole, but I do want to start like poking at it and like searching it out because I think
right.
bricks can be just bricks if you're
Well, and
trying to
most people
express
most
yourself.
people are still bringing Lego, but I've seen
Ooh.
a creation or two that's something else. And there's already a schism and a divide between, what's pure and what's not. Can you have foam underneath your Lego to change elevation, or is that a no-no? I
What
mean, it's just silly things like that,
what was the year we did? We I think it was the haunted amusement park where Bonahum was like, "You guys have it up on insulation foam." He's like, "The right way to do it is with Lego brick," and it was like, "Well, we this is a lot cheaper to just put it up on insulation foam." Like that's a perfect example of like,
Yeah,
really, no one's even going to see what's underneath there. Does the thing that nobody's going to see need to be Lego, or can we put down 2x4s to like make a frame for it to like get us some height without having to stack bricks, which isn't even like, as we found in the monstrosity I showed you guys last week when I was pulling mine apart, like stacks of Lego bricks actually didn't hold together very well in
yeah.
transportation. Dawn suggests, so I think she's calling you the Ledger because you were talking about like, on or off the ledge,
Hmm.
but also the Ledger, and I think this is what she meant, would be a great name for the newspaper on the second floor.
It definitely could be.
I like that.
Um, it
Dawn's
definitely could be.
clever. Um, Anna says, I have a whole collection of Mega Block to use when feeling artistically destructive.
Yeah. I mean, I have a few Mega Blocks. I'm not gonna say I don't. Because they have invested in licenses that Lego doesn't, or
Yeah,
can't, or whatever else. I don't love everything they do, and I know,
right.
this is kind of funny, right? Because my first reaction to a lot of the Mega Blocks stuff, I kind of have two issues. One is plastic quality. I don't think is as good. You
Nope.
know, that's one part. But the other thing is, and this is where I think a lot of people might kind of chuckle. I think they have too many pieces that are built for one specific purpose,
Mhm.
and aren't really useful for other things. Of course, right? That's part of what we do with Legos. We use parts in their non-intended use to do something else.
Yes.
And that's what I hear a complaint from people who are older, who haven't built in Lego for a number of years or whatever else. They'll say, when I was a kid, it was all 2x4 bricks and you had to use your imagination. Now there's just too many specialized parts. Well, in my opinion, Lego does a much better job of making sure all of the parts can be used in the system in multiple ways, multiple
Yes.
connection points and other things that maybe Mega Bloks doesn't do as well.
Right.
But it is kind of funny to, sort of think of myself as that old man shouting at the clouds or whatever with, "It's too specialized. I don't like it." But
Shouting at clouds.
yeah.
Good Simpsons reference
Arr.
there. Nicely done. Um, so apparently Dawn is not feeling well. So Dawn, hope you're feeling better. Monica says she has some Mega Blocks from when they were buying them for the kids because Lego didn't make Hello Kitty or buildable Hot Wheels, and some from bulk. I mean, that does happen. I do get annoyed when I like place a bulk order from Bricklink, and like some amateur store sends me Tyco or Mega Block, and I'm like, "Ugh, it's not what I ordered.
Hmm.
It's supposed to be Lego, you know." But that happens. I wonder how much it happens now, since because that happened to me before Lego bought it, and I haven't really bought a lot of bulk brick through Bricklink since then. Anna says, yes, Monica Berry Megablox has the Narnia. Oh, it does. It
Interesting.
has the rights to Narnia. So Lego doesn't have a line. I'll branch off. Makes sense. At first, didn't they have the first Lord of the Rings license too?
They had Game of Thrones. I don't know if they ever had Lord of the Rings, but they had Game of Thrones.
They had Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they built a few Game of Thrones sets. It didn't really take off from what I can tell, but they built a number of dragons. And at the time, my son was really into dragons. I actually have a Mega Bloks dragon from the Game of Thrones line somewhere around here. He kind of grew out of it before we got a chance to build it. But he really liked the design, and it ended up on clearance. Surprise, surprise. So it
Yeah.
was really cheap to pick up. So it's in a pile of or closet of shame somewhere. I might fish it out someday for closet of shame. So
Yeah.
I do, in fact, then I guess do have a Mega Bloks somewhere in my closet of shame. So
I do have this as well. I'm going to share it because I like what Anna Nicole said about but bleh, I just lost my screen, sorry. She's thought about building a sin city out of Mega Blocks, which is hilarious because like using Mega Blocks is like a sin, but also Sin City is like rather popular um IP among nerds. So let me share this with you real quick. Share screen. I always have to talk myself through this, and I'll have to sit there for a minute. There we go. So this was one of the things that I brought to Brickworld at one point, and got absolutely zero flack for using Mega Block because it's the characters from Star Wars in the trash compactor, made out of Fabian figures, and the trash is Mega Blocks.
hmm I do like this.
I think that
This tickles me in a certain way.
this was 2008. Um, so I don't think you were there quite yet then,
No.
but like that was like I purposely bought Mega Blocks off eBay to make this. And that was what made the trash compactor. And I only brought this to one Brick World ever. We had a number of Star Wars themed um Fabuland builds. Like here's the Cantina.
Oh, there you go.
Here is the Tantive. Let's see. Here is the Emperor's Throne Room. Yeah, I thought we had one more at least. Here's Han Solo shooting Greedo.
Han shot first. I want to be clear
We
about that.
certainly we were very clear about that in our mock there, right? Yeah, yes,
Mhm.
he's definitely got the first shot out there. Um, but whoops, here everybody can see that better if I do that. Let me see if I can get this out of here.
I definitely say of all those builds, they're all cute. The trash compactor is by far my favorite.
Oh, thank you.
I love the Fabuland door as the exit on that, and I
Yes.
could
Well, 'cause
instantly tell that that's what
yeah.
that was. But I loved it. That was great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Realgar says if the inferior bricks are actually of good quality and clutched, I might use them for filler strength, but they are not. That's a really good
Yeah.
point. Some of the clutch on those things is bonkers. Mega Bloks especially has like a very different type of plastic. Rob says the only off-brand Lego I use in my mocks or city builds is the base plates. So Rob, is it off-brand or is it third-party market? Because I also use a number of these base plates, like the 32 by 32 actual plates in transparent colors. Like I wish Lego made that, but I do use that as well. Because it makes I like to make rivers that have lights coming up from underneath and like want to make a different depths of color, and it really helps to have like a nice solid transparent base. Anna Nicole says Lego sculptor. Would you call yourself that, Ben?
No. But I don't think it's a inappropriate title. It's just not what I would say.
So back to your original question, Joellen says custom stickers, 3D printed parts that Lego doesn't make, etc., are one thing, but using off-brand bricks for a large chunk or all of a build is another, in her opinion. And a lot of people have the same opinion. I think I would have trouble, actually, as much as I'm saying this, I would have trouble using a bunch of Mega Block to create a facade for something.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I have an assignment.
The Ice Bears generally do all of Reed's dirty work. I don't know. We're quite behind
I
in
think
comments, so
he's
I don't
trying
know.
to insinuate that he's not going to push me off a ledge,
It's
but
the
his
Ice
ice bears might.
Paige and Realgar use cry cut cutouts for letters to apply. Oh, the cricket, not cry cut,
Cricket.
cricket. Yeah.
Cricket.
Oh,
And that,
that's a good idea.
yeah,
That's
we
a
do
really good
have.
idea.
My wife has a cricket. Cricket.
Cricket. Yeah, we use cricket for
She
the. Sorry, go ahead.
she's a big fan of making Christmas cards. I think you've even gotten one, Mark.
I
And
have
so sometimes
actually.
she uses the cricket to cut out little shapes.
It's still in our kitchen. Actually, we still
All right.
almost a year later. It's still just sitting where I put my keys in my wallet. Anna Nicole says elevation change with brick is money. So if you're making elevation changes, you can use foam, Mega Block, 2x4s, empty boxes. I've done that. Monica says the Lego company isn't purist. Many of those statues require steel frames. Yes, they do,
It's
but
true.
most of the time, so they wouldn't require it if they weren't going to be in public view. So this is something I've experienced with. The reason that they glue them and put steel frames in the center is because they're going to be in public contact. A lot of them are like they want them to be photo ops. So the only reason there's two reasons. One is to make sure that like kids can't like pull it over on top of themselves, right? So it's
Oops.
connected to the ground, especially ones
Mhm.
like there's a pizzeria at Legoland's that have like an Italian chef and he's holding a pizza out like this and everybody puts their kid up on his arm, right? They're not supposed to. It doesn't say like photo op for that, but people are going to do it anyway. So there's definitely steel there to hold that kid. But like when I worked for Legoland, we were in San Diego, and we ship models all over the world. And like they're not going to survive in a shipping container unless they're glued and have a steel frame inside them. And a lot of times they need to be bolted to the ground, especially if they're going to be put out in a public space that's not inside of a park. So if it's like something promotional, and it's going to be in a mall. Like people will run off with those damn things. So that's why there's steel frames and that's why there's glue. So they could that was very specific in like our instructions is it's something that could be built purely, but the other reason is that it's all legal and insurance that everything else is there.
Yeah.
And also you just don't want to replace it if it comes out of the shipping container when you ship it from San Diego to Malaysia. It's not Craggle. It's completely different chemical compound.
It's this,
Uh,
Mark.
Crazy glue does not work. Yes,
It's a
ABS.
solvent that fuses ABS.
It's called GBL.
All
If you
right.
want to look it up, it's a slower it's a slower evaporating compound than MEK because MEK will make you go crazy, as evidenced by the first group of model builders that worked at the Billund Park, and they all went into a home
Hmm.
because
Interesting.
they inhaled MEK for most of their lives, and then they lost their minds. Yep. We hit that one at the same time twice, I guess. Solution: use the mega instructions to build model using Lego bricks. Sure, that they're
Sort of.
solved. We're all
Yeah.
done. Oh, Mega had Call of
Did.
Duty. It should be okay to use Mega and other quality knockoffs to build up mountains or city bases out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, I agree. Cute trash. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hashtag Han shot first. Lego did have transparent base plates. Yeah, but not the like plates. So I get the 32 by 32 that are like, it's like a 16 by 16 plate, but it's 32 by 32 that has actual tubes on the bottom. They made the 16 by 16 in trans clear for the mosaics. They also use what's it called? What do they make eyeglasses out of?
Mhm.
Polycarb. It's polycarb, and it reacts to the elements at a different rate. So I have a 48 by 48 transparent base plate from when I worked at Legoland, and it doesn't match up to the other base plates. So we were going to use it for what's it called? The Oasis that Eurorix did last 2 years ago at Brickworld, but it doesn't match up to the plates. You can't actually plate or tile the entire thing because there's not enough room because they use polycarb instead of ABS for that. Transparent. Would you rather us say translucent?
Probably.
Rob says the base plates I use are from Dollar Tree. He does want us to say translucent.
Probably. I don't know. Apparently
Dollar
it
Tree is base
triggers
plate?
him. So
Realgar, maybe he's responding to Rob. He saw the transparent base plates at Dollar Tree and said, "Ew, is this a thing? Do they have transparent knockoff Lego base plates at Dollar Tree?"
they might.
I love
yeah.
this. Monica says she was so embarrassed when she learned it was pronounced
Doesn't
cricket.
their logo have a
I
cricket in
worked
it
at.
too?
What's
Doesn't the
that?
logo have a cricket in it as well?
I think so, but
Yeah.
like somebody had called it a cricket to me before I saw how it was spelled. So I was all looking around for cricket, Cricket. So I had the opposite experience Monica did, where it was like, oh, because it cuts. But also, and they call it weeding, where it's actually in graphic design they call it wicking, where you pull the vinyl off of the sheet. They're like, you have to weed it off. I'm like, no, you have to wick it off because that's like, sorry, that's just like one of those OCD things that drives me nuts. But GBL is a class 1 narcotic. Yes, so it is federally regulated. So we had to have it delivered under guard. Like we had to not only that, we had to report to the government when we ordered it, when it was delivered, how much we ordered, what we were using it for. Yes, it is because it's the same. It's the same compound used to make GHB. And Rob also says Lego had 16 by 16 trans clear base plates, but not plates. Right? Am I wrong? Yeah. Calling it a cry cut makes the cutting program makes me cry.
Yeah. And it looks like the old Cricut logo did have a cricket in it. So
there are different types of non-Lego large plates, not base plates. Those with tubes on the entire underside, and those I order them all the time, and it comes in from some hobby company. And they're called so I see these $300 orders where I'm like, who is this? I didn't order anything from somebody who makes die-cast Jeeps. What? I can't remember who they are. I order them usually 2 months before Brickworld.
yeah.
But they are super helpful. I used them in Victor's swamp hideout. That's how I made the swamp. Then I have to take a break again. I'm sorry.
Okay, you go do that.
Maybe if I'm having travel bladder, I shouldn't also be sitting here drinking Stella Artois. I don't know.
Well, that's up to you. That's your thing.
Yeah.
Apparently these base plates from Dollar Tree have a little more clutch power.
Than what?
Well, it's better to have a little more clutch power in general than a little less, probably, in most senses of the word. Apparently Joellen gets her crazy base plates from James at University Bricks. They are the good ones. They're the good stuff. Well, Mark is away.
Yeah. No, so real quick, James buys them from the same place I do, and it's the Brick University, not University Bricks. Come out.
Okay, Brick University, not University Bricks. And Rob clarifies that their 16 by 16 trans clear are plates, not base plates. And I can pull up Bricklink and find out if they have any trans clear base plates. They definitely do have some plates in a variety of translucent shades, some bigger than others. So the 16 by 16 ones apparently. Anna Nicole also says Bricks and Minifigs have good ones as well. So another place to go to potentially find that. So BAM does carry some third-party accessories as well, which is completely fine. They also carry some of those various display cases, a couple other different things. Let's see here. Monica Berry says, I tried to use the Dollar Tree plates to sort my printed tiles, and they broke some of my 1x1 rounds. So it sounds like the studs might be a little bigger, hence the reason they have more clutch power but they're also making a bit of a problem with some of the more fragile elements, I guess. One thing about some of the clear tiles in particular, if that's what you were using, well, you said 1x1 rounds, so I guess we don't have a lot of clears of those. But if they were the reddish brown ones, it's probably not the base plate's fault. It's probably Lego's fault, since those reddish brown are so brittle. That could always cause a bit of an issue. Let's see. We also got Reed saying I used the Lego 16x16 clear base plates on the Roaring Roller Disco mock. Again, he's saying base plate, not plate. So we'll have to figure that out. But apparently, he says they're old elements. They very well may have been a base plate. Of course, Lego used to use a lot more base plates than they do now. Now they're restricted basically to the modulars and the D2C, the direct to consumer sets. So I guess the tolerances are just too high. Yeah, I mean there is a certain amount that helps keep Lego on top of the heap for the clutch power being the right balance of grippy without breaking the parts when you try to connect them together. So eyes and strawberries. So that would tell me, Monica, these were probably 1x1 tiles. And apparently they aren't as tough as other 1x1 rounds. 1x1 round plates might be a little tougher, kind of just because of their design structure. But I could see tiles breaking if you tried to push them down too hard on something that was a little too big for the anti-stud. So I don't know. I guess that's kind of how you try to balance the lower cost with the not quite perfect tolerances. So it's too bad, but hey, like I said, I guess I'd rather have it be a little too grippy than just have everything fall off as soon as you turn it upside down. So I don't know. Well, Mark, I see you have your other camera available. Are you ready to lock in, get into your mock, since we're already an hour in, and so, of course still on our first topic, because that's how we roll?
That is
All right.
how we roll, especially when I'm here, right?
Yeah.
So there we have it. Here is what I've been working on. Absolute mess, right?
It is an absolute mess. I see a lot of brackets. Getting ready, it looks like, to put a facade on this thing. So what do you got going on?
So I started this after I did what Rialgar already referenced. This little sketch I did a video of on YouTube.
Okay.
So I ended up wanting to build a new building on top of the waterfall that I have off to the left of the orchard. And you see remnants of all of this kind of around what I built. And I became obsessed with the idea of, like, I was getting frustrated last week. I showed you some other sketch models like this, like that one there. And I also had this, all like possibilities for making this building that I wanted to put on top of the waterfall. And so I did like this sort of, well, let's call it what it is, like a bit of a pretentious thing where I was like, let's close my eyes and see what I want to be there. And so I really like obviously I used a lot of blue. So I really wanted something that was like, I wanted a stone facade on the first floor and like either plaster or wood on the second floor, but I wanted blue to be involved, of course. So I thought about, like, what about a stained glass window with a wood frame? And so I made this the sketch in the center. I don't know how this happened. Hold on.
Yeah, got to get your arch more archy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was definitely sagging. Um,
No saggy arches.
and so I just kind of like figured out how that would work. I started from the window and worked my way out, which you can see in the video that I posted on. Oh, so Monica's already there. It looks like a Ralph L model. Damn it! It's definitely someone who inspires me, and I refuse to like. I've seen his stuff before. I've looked at it and like tried to replicate it, and I just can't. Um, and so I've decided to like stop looking at his stuff and just kind of try to build what I want to build. But I think there's enough of the inspiration there that if that's the first comment and when I show that, then apparently I've ventured too far from my own creativity and really latched myself onto Ralph's techniques. But Ralph's techniques are great. Um, so I started here with this, and I just kind of like built it until it looked the way I wanted it to. And that this is where I ended up just like with one small sketch. I was going to like the thing that was on the screen in the first place that you now see behind it with all those brackets. I was kind of expanding it into a larger house when I realized I got the proportions wrong on the corners. Um, and show you what I was thinking I was going to do. We'll get that in the second part. How do you feel about this? I know that it's like once again a just a sketch model. But again, it's
Yep.
like we're talking about designing on here, and this is how I get started. And this
Yep.
is the amount of time I've had. I could have built that had I not gone out of town for 4 days. Um, actually, finished that model that's sitting up there in the back. Um, but what do you think?
A couple questions.
Okay.
I think the first one would be: have you
Oops.
considered
Sorry.
using multiple colors, or do you want to stick with just the light bluish gray?
I have considered using multiple colors.
Okay, and have you gotten a look at that yet to see if you like it or don't like it?
In a couple ways, where would you see the multiple colors? Like in just the stones themselves?
Yeah, yeah, okay, because when I look at this, kind of what I'm envisioning, and
Mhm.
I would see is the bottom level of a house. So I think you're going for the right place that this would exist, where it kind of has mortar on top of regular, boulders
Yeah.
that you'd find around,
Yes.
and they're not always all the same color, right? And I think I
Correct.
typically might see this technique, especially built into like a chimney as well. Um,
Yes.
and when I see that, I guess my first thought is always that it tends to have both grays and browns and tans in it, and not just a uniform color. Though the
Yeah.
mortar would all be the same color. So it was just sort of
Right.
a question of,
I agree.
have you tried that? Does it tickle your fancy or not? And it might
Well,
not.
and you see it more often with like modern facades that if they do stone like this, they'll choose all one color, but it's
Okay.
probably something they bought from a manufacturer. So it's not necessarily the era I'm going for. Real quick, Anna Nicole says that she loves the wall textures. Thank you. Paige Pritchard says it reminds her of Lord of the Ring elf vibes, which I just love when my stuff is compared to other things. Thank you. Um, Monica says he's a very inspiring builder. I no kidding. He has so many techniques. Bricktite is here. Says Merry Christmas to everybody. Says Merry Christmas Brickworld to everybody. Monica says I didn't think it's unoriginal by any means. I know, I know, I know. I'm just being sensitive. I'm a sensitive person, Monica. I'm a Scorpio. I just mean the comparison as a compliment. Oh sure.
Yeah, he's an October Scorpio. They're especially sensitive.
Bricktite says O Y T. Okay.
The second question, and I think you were going to get to this here,
Yeah.
is what you're going to end up doing in the corners.
Yes.
I assume, kind of based on what I'm seeing here and what parts you were using, you were thinking of going with this 2x2, 1x2 brick corner thing,
Yes. Which I use
as well.
everywhere. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's add this to the stage here. Hold on.
Got a lot of stuff going on today.
Yeah, I guess. Um, so here's this. I
There you
put it
go.
in. I put it in this. How do I solo this?
I got it.
Full screen. Thank you. And let's just. I hate this. No matter which way you do this, it'll always put the darker, like it'll always change the light source to be away from. So here, a little bit easier to see this way.
Okay.
I put, so I made this wider and I made these corners um, with the different depths of the gray stone on the outside. And I guess what I wasn't crazy about was how these were lining up, like where it's like connect four. They're just like,
Okay.
yeah. And some of these other shapes were kind of getting away from me. And so I did this with it. I just made a copy of it. And with this, I was trying to figure out the proportions if I was going to make it a larger place. So like where all the, all the bricks and plates would end up if I put them in, in a corner, like how would these all match up together? Um, so I decided to make it look as if it was like plaster cracking over stones, so it would have a reason to all be the same color. Again,
Hmm.
let's change this view here so we can actually see it. I
That's
don't know
kind of
why
a mix of things in there.
Studio does this, where they always change the source of light. There we go. Um,
Okay.
so I was trying to do like the plaster is cracked at the bottom of the facade. And I'm not sure exactly if I'm crazy about how it turned out. By the way, I also like the one by one round brown tiles with the log pattern that I put at the top of the windows in the sketch model better than these ornamental bricks that I've used
Yeah.
here. But yeah, there's the facade that I'm kind of like I've built this up to that I'm happier with. I'm not sure about this stone cornice that's happening, but it was the last idea I had. I did
Okay.
this in the car as we were driving back from St. Louis. Then I ended up driving half the time. Um, Realgar says it tracks. I am especially sensitive. Yeah, same. I'm like, and I'm not really offended by these things. I'm just like, it's just kind of a fun thing to be like, hey, stop calling my Fabuland Animal Crossing, and then I've embraced that too. So it's really in love that it's really in jest and love that I'm just like, oh great, you're calling it Lord of the Rings. Not the feedback I'm looking for, but I'll take any feedback. I appreciate everyone's opinion, viewpoint. Superhawk is here, likes what they see. Thank you so much. Brick Tight says, what program are you using? This is Studio. This is Bricklink stud.io. Brick Tight also says, got to go make a video. So do I, actually. So good seeing you, Brick Tight. If you're going to make a video, we'll miss you. Come back and check us out on Replay Gang. There's a little flyby we had there from Brick Tight. Responses to this?
I agree with you. I don't like the dark cornice at the top. I kind of feel like there would be some other treatment there that probably wouldn't be
Yeah.
brick that high up, or at least that's just sort of my initial reaction.
Yeah, I think what I had in like the original sketch model is I put in I did this at the very end of the video. I threw these in, and the reason I did that was because what I intended to put in here, I could not find them because we used them in Oasis, and I still haven't sorted that. It's still in a bin. Some sort of
Yes.
like wood beam that would like support the next level. So like the
Yep.
next level would probably come out to like let's say for funsies like here. Something like
Right.
that.
Yeah. That's kind of what I would tend to go towards as well.
Yeah.
Probably means you'd have to change the over window treatment as well to be something else.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, I mean that's just another window design. I can tell you have several in there.
Well, I considered
Um,
this as well, and it was kind of like I didn't know if that was too much wood.
yeah. So on the cracked plaster aspect, I
Yeah.
think the one thing I'm kind of struggling to get over a little bit is that
Ugh.
it's at on the same level or on the same plane as as the stones.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it's a super thin plaster, right? But it
Yeah.
just kind of seems a little strange.
Yeah.
And also because they're the same color, right? I mean, that also kind of ruins the illusion to me a little bit, I guess.
I was gonna say, does that let's see, does that bother you here
Mm,
in real brick? Because that's like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess what I would have to see here is the plaster aspect coming all the way down to the brick in that same gray color. I think I'd feel differently about it since it's all, uniform.
where'd it go?
What are you trying to do? You want to solo this thing?
No, I wanted to get all 4 of them in.
Oh, we can try that.
Or put the real brick against the next to the studio.
Ah,
Live
boy.
stream. I know, right?
That's probably as close as we're gonna get.
Okay.
But yeah, the sketch model when it's all the stone doesn't bother
Mhm.
me that it's the same color, especially because the spacing in there and everything else kind of makes it feel like the mortar underneath is a different shade or
Yeah.
it looks different. I really do think this is fine. But if we were trying to give the impression that it's all been plastered over except the very bottom where it's cracked, if that was all the same color, I might feel differently. Kind of like I do in the studio model here, where it just kind of seems like you got two different things going on that are at the same depth and
Yeah,
are the same color.
I see.
So that's sort of what my thought is on that. I guess the last question I would have, not related um, to the stone, is the stained glass aspect.
Yeah.
First of all, the main thing that I would be curious about there is if you're going to lose the entire effect because there won't be enough light um, coming through.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you had a thought or a direction on that at all.
I'm gonna light it from the inside.
Okay.
Basically, it was what kind of the direction I was going in.
Okay.
Um, I don't know that this is exactly what I'm going for. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Come on. But if it looked like this, hold on. Boop, 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 and there.
Okay.
Some of these don't come in dark tan, but at
Yeah.
least it gives us an idea of like a different color.
It definitely makes it feel different already. Far less uniform. I wonder about doing both the different color and the depth change.
Yeah,
But who knows?
right.
But lots of people must be captivated. We're slowing down on our comments, but we do have a page telling us that you can never have too much wood.
Yeah.
So that's good to know. And
Phrasing,
apparently,
perhaps? No.
Realgar is enjoying that phrasing.
Goes right along with all of our other random phrasing where we suddenly say something that can be taken way out of context.
Yeah, never too much wood. Well, you might just feel that way.
All right. What else we got on the run a show this week then?
Okay, so we were going to do some mega closet of shame. I believe that's what I have up next. Let me pull it up to
Oh, I need to go.
verify.
I need to go to my closet of shame in order to grab something.
All
I have
right.
to leave you again, but I'll wait. We'll do your closet of shame first before I go grab mine. How about
Yeah,
that?
let's start. So I've got a number of things that I found this week. I'm going to start with this one because I actually have two of this set for some reason in my closet of shame.
That's who you are, Monica. That's who you are.
Maybe we can put it on the. There we go. Look at this bad boy.
Yeah, what year is that from?
The Ninjago Dojo Temple. This guy
Just been sitting
is
there, huh? Collect
fairly
dust.
recent, 2022, but already was on clearance. And the fact that I have two tells me it was definitely on clearance, or else I would probably have zero.
You have two of them.
I didn't even know I had the second one until I was in my closet of shame. That's how bad some of this is. That's what makes this a closet of shame for sure issue.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get it on the secondary camera here, so I don't have to have it over my face. We'll pull it back a little bit here. There we go. So there's a good look at the Ninjago Temple Dojo.
Nice.
For sure, right? I think the highlight of this particular set, couple things. First of all, I use a lot of this color scheme personally. So I think it was decent for that. It's got a little more red maybe than I would typically use, but some of the highlights would include this nice window piece in here that we've seen used.
Yeah.
And some decorative brown elements and some dark red too. I'm guessing this is.
Yeah, I feel like they could brick build that window now. So Realgar says, Slaps box,
Yeah.
you can get so many ninjas in this bad boy. Z's spouse is here and says that she should not listen to the closet segments.
Oh boy. They were both on clearance, dear. I promise.
Realgar says Mojo Dojo Casa Temple. Rob says, are you on the Brickworld Discord channel? Yes, of course he is. Doctor Who is here. Hey, thanks for joining us. That is actually a pretty nice set. It's not so Closet of Shame is about if it's a nice set or not. So it's been sitting in your closet. You haven't done anything with it yet.
Yeah, I think we need to explain Closet of Shame. Maybe we skip that over, and we've got a few new viewers. So
yeah,
so
we
let
do.
me
Great.
Let me just say, Closet of Shame. The Closet of Shame doesn't mean we're ashamed that we own the set. We're ashamed that we have so many dang things we haven't built sitting in the closet, right?
Yeah.
That's where the shame comes in. Lego Team B suggests the shame is that I didn't buy 4. Hey,
take that, Z
spouse.
Yes, yeah.
And so this is a phenomena that we've identified that all AFOLs sort of struggle with, especially if they're mock builders, where they just end up with a pile, or in my case, a literal closet full of Lego sets you haven't opened. And that's the shameful part. Not that the set is shameful, just that in my case, for example, that I had 2 of them.
Reed is flexing here.
So,
he says he has a storage of shame. I'm gonna correct him. He has a pole barn of shame.
yeah.
Yep. Paige says it's from 2020X. So it's not
I mean, I guess you're right.
It does have those new pieces in there. I was like, yeah, it feels to me like a bit of a flex.
I think it's more so that I happened to find 2 of them in my closet. And so that was kind of like, I was like, oh goodness. I knew I had 1, and then I got it, for half off or whatever. But the fact that I had 2, I was like, are you kidding me? Right.
That's what Doctor Who is suggesting that as well. It's like, what was the clearance? Was it like 60% off, or was it like 10?
It was definitely a high percentage off.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure this was at probably Target or Walmart when they get into the 50% off range. And I will say a lot of the Ninjago stuff, price to parts ratio is usually pretty good on this, especially their bigger sets.
Yeah.
So this is nearly 1,400 pieces. They're all, for the most part, in a color palette that I use frequently. So this will be a good set to part out when I get to it. So
this is a 2022 set.
Even so.
Doctor Who says it was $45 at Meijer.
There you go.
Yep. Okay. They're talking Discord stuff.
All right.
Yep.
So this was my first closet of shame, and I actually thought this set was really nice. But yeah, I was just shocked that I had 2 of them. It doesn't take that long to hit discount nowadays, especially because of the number of sets Lego puts out.
No
clear the
kidding.
shelf space, they've got to put these things on discount early.
Yeah.
So even though it's just from last year, it was already 50, 60% off when I got it.
I love this from M for Monica. No closet of shame here, just a pile under her desk with one big set that doesn't fit there. So
Yeah.
closet space is hard to come by sometimes. You gotta make do for your closet of shame.
And then I've actually got two more. So that's what I'll have to say about
All
this
right there.
closeted piece of shame. I don't know when I'm going to part it out, but this is definitely a general part out set. This one, however, I might leave in box now that I found it.
Huh? Oh, that's a great set.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I never bought that. I considered it several times because there's so many pieces in there that I would use.
Yeah, it's got a lot of parts that I think you'd be really interested in. It's got
Yeah.
green coral back here,
Yep. Yep.
along with all of the tri-leaf pieces.
Leaves.
It's got
Yep.
this
Yep. The
nice
roots.
dark nougat root.
I'm just noticing the shutters are made out of 2x2 modified plates
In
with
dark red.
tile on one side.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yep.
Sorry.
Got the cute little adorable mushrooms down here. So there are a lot of cute pieces in this
Cute,
one.
little, adorable. Yes. All of those adjectives describe those mushrooms very
hmm
well.
So this,
Yeah, I'm surprised you never actually pulled the trigger on this one.
yeah. So yeah, I never opened it. It's idea set 34.
Ooh,
Um,
34 ideas out there.
yeah, they're up to at least well over that now. But this was the 34th one. I'm sure that the characters themselves will be quite popular.
Yeah.
Tigger back here looks especially adorable. I like Piglet too. Eeyore is a big fan. $50 at Walmart for that. I'm assuming that was the
I,
maybe it
I'm
was
also
this one, but that could have
yeah,
been the dojo.
I'm also unclear, although it did just come in. So maybe this was $50 today at Walmart.
Maybe,
The dojo, he said was 45 at Meyer. So
yeah,
maybe he's still on that set as well. Sold out in minutes. I would imagine that's Winnie the Pooh then.
yeah.
Doctor Who, if you don't mind confirming for us. Here we go. $75 2 days ago, bought one. What set are you talking about, man? Don't leave us hanging. It was
$50. Illini Brick
Illini
Girl.
Brickworld
All
says
right.
that Winnie the Pooh is $50 at
Wow.
Walmart. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh.
And if I could find another one to buy, I probably would because it does have a good variety of parts. I
No
feel
kidding.
like this is, some people say that investing in Lego is better than gold. It appreciates more solidly or whatever the case is. This feels like the type of set that will appreciate going forward. But the box I have isn't in perfect condition.
Yeah, is that
But
tree medium nougat or is that
it's
dark nougat?
medium
I'm
medium
kidding. I'm
nougat.
kidding.
You know the answer.
I
Yep,
do.
you know the answer. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think it's the figures in there that are really like I wouldn't be able to stop myself from opening that because the figures themselves are rare and adorable and nostalgic.
yep. This set came out in 2021. And
Okay.
apparently you could still find it at Walmart. So there you
Yeah.
go. But who knows?
Oh, Anna Nicole is a Winnie the Pooh and Lego lover. So this was like, was it full price
Did I get
Jones for you,
this?
Anna
Was this
Nicole?
full price Jones on
You buy
this
it day
one?
one?
It was not day one. If I recall right, though, the price on this wasn't terrible.
Anna Nicole did it right. She bought one, opened one.
Yeah,
Bought two, opened one, I guess I should say to be
bought
clear.
one, opened one. Yeah, she got the other one for free. Who knows? Let's see here.
Maybe. What are we doing?
Winnie the Pooh Lego. I missed
Yeah, I
a
don't
thing in
see a
there.
set number on this. Otherwise, I would have looked it up. Oh, there it is. 21326.
21326. It's kind of weird to go to
Let's see if
Lego and just
Walmart still
type
has
poo. Okay, so at Lego, it was $100. That was the
Yeah.
original price on it. 1,200 pieces. I doubt I paid $100 for this.
Yeah,
So
people are paying 170 for it right now at Walmart.
okay, so
Yeah,
there
that
you
that
go.
sale that sale is over.
Yeah, so a very cute set. One that I kind of have a feeling it might stay sealed in my closet of shame.
Not a bad idea, right?
Okay,
Appreciates faster than gold, we hear.
that's what we hear. I think you have to pick the right ones though and store them right.
I think I need to buy some
So,
Winnie the Pooh and some gold and see which one appreciates faster. Oh, that's cute.
all right, let's get
These
to
are
this.
all recent.
This one's 2019, so this one's not as recent.
Oh, it's a pre-pandemic set.
Yes. So this one here, also did not pay full price for. Shocker. But this was purchased while I was getting a little more interested in doing my own modulars. And so the colors on this in particular um, struck me as something that would be good to invest in or to pick up
Yeah.
to get lots of parts and ideas for modulars and interior type builds.
Realgar says he never wakes up early enough for Walmart ridiculousness, which I
Well,
love.
it that
I
might
will
be
say one of the
fair,
things I love about this a lot. Yeah,
but the thing now with Walmart is they start their sale on like October 1st, so who knows?
right. One thing I like about the set is that it mixes like classic architecture with like modern architecture with like almost like prefab housing with that the aluminum siding and the little red ladders that are actually not uncommon in new architecture here in Chicago. So it's kind of like it's a nice commentary on the way construction has changed, especially if you're a big fan of classic architecture. This is what cities look like now, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of really nice things in here though that are yeah, definitely more of in this building over here is obviously more of the older architecture style, whereas this
Mm-hmm.
one's more modern.
Mm-hmm.
This has got I think this is the lighter color yellow, is sort of my feeling on this. It's not
The cool
regular
yellow.
yellow.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
let's see.
which might be a nice color to
Keep
use.
going. I'm checking.
As well as the architecture. I like the white parrot, the classic parrot there in white,
Yeah.
as an architectural
Yeah, no kidding.
detail.
And that elves fence.
Yeah, in white in a couple places there, as well as dark orange down here, and I'm a sucker for dark orange. So this set
That is
I've had kicking around. Also down here at the pet store, apparently they got a parrot out front, or a toucan, I should say a toucan,
oh really?
brick built toucan down here.
Oh nice.
Isn't cute?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Um that is bright yellow.
Okay. All right. So
Elena Brickworld says this is an awesome 3-in-1. Yeah, and I do like the other models we see on the front of the box there.
yeah, a
They
couple
put
other
a
ones.
lot
A
of
little
thought into this
streetcar.
one.
This one definitely looks like cool yellow down here though, with the colors on the streetcar.
Yeah.
This one looks like it has a barber shop as one of the options. I'm assuming that's a scissor. Maybe not though, because probably a scissor and a comb. So could be right about that. And then kind of the little more modern townhouse down here with the big, or modern building, I guess, with the big open glass windows.
Mm.
So yeah, it's kind of a cool set from 2019. And I gotta say, outside of the modulars, these 3-in-1s, Lego's been producing a 3-in-1 city build type set for several years in a row. All kind of this style, which I guess I'd kind of term like a mini modular with the dollhouse open back. So
Oops.
cool
Sorry.
sets. Oh, there we go. Is this Rob's
It is.
botanical modular?
Yes. This is what they've been talking about in the chat. This is the modular botanical garden. Sorry, I was trying to queue it up and it just like shoved it out onto the screen.
Yeah, that's okay.
So they've been talking about this in the chat, and this is the mock that Elena Brick Girl likes from Rob Claxton. So let's take a look at this.
It's like a double super
Yeah,
botanical conservatory.
yeah, I like the fact that it's turning into like botanical gardens outside because there's always a walkway in a botanical garden, right?
Yeah, I feel like you need a walkway for sure. Definitely a kind of a cobblestoney feel. I think this keeps a lot of the elements of the botanical gardens instantly recognizable with sort of that front waterfall thing off the
Yeah.
fountain that they did. A lot of the same shapes over the
Yes.
windows, and of course the big dome at the top.
I
Um,
like what he's doing here with the double pond coming out into like a bigger pond.
yeah,
And like we see he's like snotting these like larger um uh panels, the 1 by 6 by 5 panels to put over the tiles to give it a different texture to like give different depth to this pond. I like that a lot. Rob, how's this working for you here? Do you like what you're getting with the panels over the depth of the pond? I like all the dead people. That's cool. Look at this. Look at the little pond he has out here.
ah, yeah, the little round one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this is going to look like at the end.
It looks like it's got a
Um,
fish jumping out of it.
yeah, and he's got some more like interior gardens here, and he's increasing the depth of the original,
Right.
right? This is different, isn't
Yeah, I
it?
mean
The top,
it's all a little different. Um,
yeah.
uh, so and then obviously you had to merge them together with sort of the big glass wall there in the middle between the
Mhm.
ponds, and sort of the curvature between the two parts of the dome. So there are a lot of changes to this. I
Yes.
would guess that this is probably more than two botanical garden sets that he bought to get the pieces for, but who knows?
Yeah, I like this. The edge here, I don't know if that's part of the original, but I like the way it looks with the rounded border around this fountain. Is that the time at the top there?
Yeah, they do have that design. I don't think it's exactly that though.
Yeah, it's
Probably a little
nice.
different.
It's really nice the way he's presenting it here. He's saying back to Alina Brickgirl, hopefully he'll have it at Chicago
All
2024.
right.
We hope so too. We'd like to see it in person. We'll both be there. Very nice. And Nicole says, kind of reminds me of the one in Balboa Park. I know Balboa Park. Yeah, that's a good call. I used to live in San Diego. Um, it does remind me of Balboa Park because the way he's expanding it to have more of a walkway around it. I do love this pathway that he's working with different textures here and kind of like building sort of this bigger environment for this botanical garden to live in, not just be an interior place, but like the exterior is like the most important part of a botanical garden, especially if it is in Balboa
Yeah.
Park, where you have like spring year round and you can grow whatever you want. Oh, so Illini Brick Girl is going to be there? Only 10 miles away? Nice. All right. So, not too far from where I live then. Lego Team B likes dead people.
Well,
I said I like the dead people, not just dead. Maybe I was lagging. Um,
there are some dead people I like
we're-
too, so
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, this stuff takes time. I think that's the hard time. The hard thing I have about this, Ben, is like when we're trying to like bring new stuff every week. I'm like,
Yep.
I only have 6 days to put this all together. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's two
Well,
sets, but all the rest of it is a mock.
yeah, I could tell it was, two sets. There are certain parts of it that are clearly from the set and it's mirrored. I was just wondering if you had actually purchased more than two,
Yeah.
because it looks like the dome has at least three sides on it. I don't recall if the one from the set only had
Yep.
two, or maybe all four. So I'm guessing you probably bought a few sets. It's really based on primarily on two, but I'm guessing you sourced some additional parts, which could have included more sets. Maybe you bricklinked them. I don't know.
I like that we're adding a different facade back here
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, kind of
Like
a
it's not
different,
all white the entire way around. There's some brick back here.
yeah, different color here with some sort of, special research entry or something in the middle. Or, employee only, who knows. So,
Yeah, nice. Like it. Fun. Hey, that's our first time putting one of our chat on the hot seat.
sure. I don't see why we can't do it
Yeah,
more often.
I'd love to.
People will get
Yeah,
sick
you
of
guys
us every now and then, right?
post your stuff on Discord or like send us a message and we'll get stuff out there. Sure. I love doing this. I love highlighting people's creativity. Right?
Absolutely. All right, you ready for some closet of shame? I see something here.
Oh, in my room right
Yeah.
now? What do you see?
What's this, Mark? Oh, that's still the same one. Never mind, that's Rob's. Are you gonna go grab something?
Yeah, I'll be
Okay.
right
Okay.
back.
Well, while Mark's grabbing that, I had one more. Well, I can show these. For those of you who picked up the gift with purchase, we talked a bit about this last week. And I'll put my camera back up here. And we had to work on pronouncing this correctly. The Megisto's Magical Workshop. I was kind of mentioning, besides the fact that it's a castle, and so castle is, stupid and terrible and no one should ever like it. Outside of that factor, there was kind of expressing a little bit of disappointment, especially in the fact that the new knight figure, though we got a return of this classic Dragon Knight's torso, we didn't get a new shield. The other thing that I found kind of silly in the fact that it was a remake was the fact that these plumes over here on the original set were dragon shaped, because the plumes in the Dragon Knight sets from that time had a dragon shape to them. Now these just two blue plumes, they don't like make sense as a decoration. They're just kind of strange. But I spent enough because Mark gave me a gift card for my birthday to pick one of these up. I haven't opened it yet. I probably will, even though it has some big old burps on the sides. I think it will fit pretty well with the Forestman set that came out a couple years ago, which I thought was a much better recreation, quite honestly. One thing I will say, for a gift with purchase, it is 365 pieces. So it's got a good number of parts, and it is a pretty big box, all things considered. You can see it's, as long as a 32 base plate. So was that the 10-inch box? So I don't know. So yeah, now that I have it in person, do I feel any different than I did last week? No. I'm not upset that I have it or anything, but I just don't really feel like it's the most exciting remake I've ever seen. Reed's of course upset that I'm calling out Castle, but I just have to because Castle's terrible. Jesse also said, "Did I see the Nano Fig Castle Insider Rewards?" Yes, I did. I I I did actually add that to my cart and get it. It has I'll pull that up now. It has a pair of the new Falcon Knight shield in it. Um, Outside of that, I don't know that it's super exciting, but it was relatively inexpensive in terms of insider points to pick up. So it is kind of a cute little thing. I wonder if that'll be in a poly bag. I don't know. I haven't got it yet. Jesse, you can let us know in the chat if you actually have one already or if it was something you recently added and you're waiting for as well. See if I can even log into my rewards from here. Oh, great. Sending you a code that'll expire in 6 minutes. Of course they are.
It's better than the I can't remember what it was. This has happened to me so often lately with two-step verification. I had one that was like sending me a code and you had 60 seconds,
Yeah.
but the email wouldn't come in until I had 12 seconds left.
It's like a fun game.
Oh, it's the most fun I can imagine is two-step verification, my favorite thing in the entire world.
Yeah, okay, here. I'm trying to find it here. Oh, here it is. See, mine's grayed out because I already got it. But let's switch over to this one here. There it is. So there's the little nano castle.
What is
It was
Yeah.
2,400 points, but it's just this tiny little castle. It's got a lot of light bluish gray 1x1 clips on it, which I always need,
Yeah.
and a pair of nice Falcon Knight shields. So I did go ahead and add it to my cart.
Yeah.
So
Worth
super cute.
it.
I'm getting it just for the parts, not for the fact
I
that
think
it's a castle, because castle's terrible. So
yeah. That's our mantra here. Castle sucks.
castle's the
Right?
worst. So there it is, Mark, in the flesh. I think it is about what
It's
I was
coming to my house
expecting,
soon.
but
It's coming to my house. I bought quite a bit of stuff. And you know what's funny about my closet of shame is I just realized one of the sets I ordered on Black Friday I have already.
that'll happen.
I was like I've looked up like parts that I was looking for to like build mocks with, and I was like, oh, it's the Chinese New Year set from last year. It's like the one with all the family scenes in it.
Mhm.
Yep, now I have it twice, except the second one's not here yet. So, all right, so I went ahead and grabbed 3 since you showed 3.
Yeah.
This one might seem like a flex.
It's the original. No, that's the second version of Yoda, right? Yeah, I think the second one.
That second, yeah.
Yeah,
And the reason this is go
I
ahead.
was always creeped out by his eyes in this particular model.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It looks more like the episode 1 version where he's like suddenly CGI when he's always been a puppet.
Yeah.
We don't
Well,
like
and
that,
he's holding the lightsaber though.
right?
So in episode 2 where he got in the lightsaber duel?
True. Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
his hair is graying. It's all sorts of gross, yeah.
Well, he's kind of got the
Um,
the fuller mane of white hair than he does later on.
this is I'm sorry, right here. This is a gratuitous shot of the lightsaber.
It's coming right at you. Oh goodness.
Yeah, the tainted. That's not right. That's especially with a rounded end. It's just no, no. That should
Yeah.
not be a shot that we see in a Lego set.
I
So the
believe you
reason,
meant rounded tip.
yeah, I did mean
Yeah.
that. You are correct.
Mhm.
That is what I meant. Realgar can confirm that it was Episode 2 Attack of the Clones in the lightsaber duel with Dooku.
Yep.
Such a dumb name for a Dooku.
Yeah, the other thing I would notice about this is, the rest of that trans. Well, it's kind of interesting on here because the tip of the lightsaber is cut off on the front of the box.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
though
more
the rest of
modest
his
on the
head
front.
like comes out in front of the design, but you have to make sure Star Wars doesn't get
No,
disturbed by having a
no,
green lightsaber over it.
you can't have a disturbance in the Star Wars logo.
No, you can't
No,
touch it.
no.
Uh,
Um, so the reason this is in my closet is more shameful than the other things is that this was like something Matt bought me for my birthday a couple years ago.
Aha.
What year is this from? Maybe 4 years. Like I think it was pre-pandemic. Maybe it was
Yeah. It's
no, it was probably Milwaukee 2021. I'd say he bought this for me for my birthday. Am I right?
75255. Um, well, it's retired. I already knew that. No, Lego, I don't care what you think. We need to look it up on Breaklink.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Tainted's got to hit us on this.
Yeah, somebody. A
Um,
disturbance in the beat me to it, Realgar says. It was not a fun build, says a library girl.
lots of
So much
tan
tan
on
on tan.
tan. Yeah.
Yeah, you can imagine, like, that's what I like about Studio is it'll highlight the next brick that you need to put in when it makes instructions for you, but Lego does not do that. I have one of these, Reed has one of these, and it was $25 and too hard to pass on. I hope Matt paid that for it. Lego Team B says, and you're still with that? Oh, okay, so that
you're
was the thing
you're
is you
married to
actually have
Matt.
to build this. Yeah, we got married. He's like, you actually have to build this. And I was like, but these are like my colors. Like, I just want to part this out.
Yeah, this one's actually
And
fairly recent.
he
It's from
was he was
2019.
excited about it for why.
Yeah, you nailed it. It's right before the pandemic,
Yeah, I thought okay,
2019.
so it was, and I still think he bought it for my birthday in 2021,
Okay.
but I have not parted it out and opened it or built it
Yeah.
because I just don't want to build it. I want these pieces. But that promise is still in there somewhere where I'm like, well, he said, like, because he doesn't buy me Lego for birthday or Christmas or anything like that because I'm just constantly doing it, for Brickworld. So I don't need anything. I don't really want anything. It's all like businessing now.
Yeah.
So I would never open a Lego gift and be like, "Great, oh yay, yay, I wanted to build this." It's not like an exciting gift anymore. So this is like, he's like, "I'm gonna buy you Lego for your birthday, but you actually have to build it." And he thought I'd be excited about this, I guess. So adorable. He meant well. I think we were watching. I do think it was 2021 when he bought this from a vendor at Brickworld in Milwaukee,
Okay.
um, because we were watching The Mandalorian, and he was like, "You'll like this." I think he thought it was Grogu. I think he thought it was
Well,
Kyle
there you go.
because we didn't know his name yet in 2021. So here's
Interesting fact. They report that that
hmm,
particular set
an
is from
interesting fact.
episode 3 on the Lego on Bricklink. They have it categorized as episode 3. I would have said episode
Well,
2 as well,
me too.
but episode 3 they went with.
Does Yoda wield a lightsaber in episode 3?
You know,
Anybody
he
know?
might very briefly when he's getting attacked in the Senate chambers or whatever, but I don't recall. He definitely does in 2. That's sort of his big moment with the lightsaber.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
yeah. That's when he pulls the tip out.
And the other thing, the tip is because it's not filled in as much in the center. It's like a glowing tip. It's like a little different color. So yeah,
This conversation is wrong.
just
So many
just throwing
reasons.
that out there.
Here's my other one.
Oh,
Here's number 2.
adorable.
Why do I have this? I think this is like I used to go to Target a lot, and in the city we have like the mini Targets, like the quick Target, where it's like they have a grocery store
Yep.
and like some other stuff, but for some reason they have 2 aisles of Lego
Yeah.
in those like mini Targets. They have some deal with like, where they're like, we're your entire toy department in the small Targets. And I think this is when they stopped putting the collectible minifigures out. So I'd go to Target and I would buy collectible minifigures, CMFs, and it's easier to say CMFs, especially right now. Um, and I think it was like, all right, they don't have these, so I'm just going to go to the toy aisle and buy something. I think maybe I bought this for the purple roller coaster
Yep.
track. Maybe that's why I did it, but I haven't opened it. I wasn't excited enough about the purple roller coaster track to actually open it. It's sitting around now for how many years? It's let's see, 10771. I can do this myself too. I have a computer.
10771. I can see it on the back of the
Mhm.
box too.
Oh yeah, it is on the back of the box. Good call, Ben.
Mhm.
Smart man. Um, it is
Carnival Thrill
from
Coaster,
2019.
2019 as well.
Mhm. There's nothing thrilling about this coaster, can I tell you right now? I don't know how a 4-year-old would have fun with this.
Hey, it's cute.
Yeah,
The other
it's that.
problem with that one, of course, is that it is a 4 plus. So I'm sure,
Mhm.
and Toy Story, I'm sure you ended up paying, $40 for 80 pieces. So
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah,
I don't
Realgar's
think
very
sure about
upset that we
that.
don't know our history of Yoda in Episode 3. He apparently uses the lightsaber a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Realgar. It's just because the prequel trilogy sucks
Ooh.
a lot. Yeah,
Ooh.
some of the worst movies ever made.
Harsh.
I couldn't pass
Harsh
this
but
one
true.
up. There's lots in there, but I chose this one.
Aha. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a
it's
crocodile,
it's
alligator,
Chima.
some sort of.
Well,
Yeah, it's
I can promise you he's a crocodile, and you know why?
why.
Because his name is Crawley, which starts with a C.
Oh, nice alliteration for all the
I
Chima
believe so.
characters as well as Fabuland.
I believe so. So the lion there, his name starts with an L.
Yeah,
And then the other
probably.
one, the
Yeah,
crocodile, his name starts with a C. So yeah,
Leonidas.
I think they were going for that.
Leonidas.
Okay.
Leonidas is his name.
All
Yes, you
right.
are correct. See,
All right.
Crawley,
Leonidas
Leonidas.
the whatever. And I
Yeah,
think all of the wolves started with W. So we're gonna go with crocodile for sure.
perfect. This
Um,
is from 2013.
okay. Is the color on the top of the crocodile there olive green or is it dark tan? I can't tell from here. It's probably olive green, right?
Olive.
Yeah.
Olive.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what those Chima sets were truly good for was the olive green parts for the crocodiles.
Okay, we got some comments here. I just have to bring these up because I have feelings about Chima from many perspectives. Come on, mouse, wake up. Where'd it go?
Yeah.
Um,
I liked the raven
okay,
figures. Those were pretty cool.
okay, so here we go. Um, I don't know how far back we got here. Um, Monica said there was amazing 1x2x5s. Is
That
that
that was
in
on the
the
that was on the Buzz
Buzz
set.
Lightyear set? Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. I need to see what's amazing about these.
I think it's those printed white
Oh, the
ones.
printed ones. Yeah, with
Yeah.
like the rainbow thing. Yeah, I see them.
With the clouds and the space rockets or whatever that is there. So it's supposed to make it look like the
Agreed.
the arch over the door is flying or something.
Yes,
Okay.
that. Um
That's about Yoda again.
also Grogu doesn't have visible sclera. Like I know. I know. You'll have to well, Realgar at Brickworld Chicago this year, please corner my husband and explain this to him because he will
or
love that.
or don't.
That'll
Matt's a busy person. When he's there, I want him to hang out with me, not get berated with the difference between Yoda and Grogu. Okay, I will spend 14 seconds
yeah.
explaining it to him
Ben's
and telling him he
job
shouldn't care. So
Ben's job is to protect people to protect him from people wanting to explain to him the difference between Grogu and Yoda.
that is literally in my second coordinator title. Is the Matt Star Wars Protector Coordinator. It's a long title, but it's the other one that I have.
The nerd bouncer.
Yes, I'm the nerd buffer.
And Nicole says they are though straight up Trekkie after those three. Oh, are you? Yes, they are the worst movies ever made. I I wouldn't switch to Star Trek myself. I'm more of a Last Jedi guy, where I'm like, oh, they're trying to change the trajectory and like the generic story they tell every time. And then they did The Rise of Skywalker, and I was like, oh, I guess they got a little scared. Disney is too afraid of, yeah, Chima. So yeah, reads on after this one. So Anna Nicole loves the Chima animals, and that's where I'm having a little bit of a problem because I'm a Fabuland guy. The Chima kind of annoyed me, and I skipped most of it. I don't know why I have this one. I have some other Chima animals as well.
It's the
I
olive
worked at
green.
Legoland at
It's
the
the olive
time.
green.
I got this stuff. It is. Yes, it is olive green.
Must be.
Yeah.
It must be the reason.
It,
Can't think of another reason you would have got that outside
oh,
of the olive green.
I don't know. I was like compulsive buying after work. Like,
Yeah.
who knows? Yeah, why? Actually, that's a good question. Um, maybe I got it for the fangs. Maybe I got it for the giant olive green wheels. Yeah, maybe that.
Mhm.
Maybe that was like the selling point for me. I don't know what caused me to buy this, but it's definitely in my closet of shame. Um, because I don't have an answer for it. So Reed goes off on a tear here. Ralph would love that. Bring it to the yard sale in 2024. No, it's a closet of shame. It's my shame, not
No,
Ralph's.
it's a secret shame. Crocs and
Um,
lions. Yes, I know.
yeah.
I
We're
figured it
there.
out.
Yeah, you nailed it
At least
with
it's not
the
castle. That's all
alliteration.
I
I
had to
think
say.
I think that comment came up when you were talking about the alliteration and identifying these. Use the raven torsos with my custom badger chima figs.
That's a silly
Ooh,
idea.
it's exciting. Um,
Yes, we know, Monica.
my comment was about the
Yep.
4+ set. Yeah, we caught up. Sorry. Yep, she knows we did. Um, yep. Okay, sorry. Honor of tonight's letter, I must point out that I just now realized you guys are M&M. Yeah, me and my husband, yes. So we tell people all the time we answer to either Matt or Mark, but we also say like we answer to anything that starts with M. And then people were like, "Are you guys gonna have M&Ms at your wedding?" And we're like, "No." They're like, "People have custom M&Ms made with their initials on them for their wedding, and you should do it because it would cost you nothing." And
Nothing.
we're like,
Yeah.
"But we also don't care, so we're not gonna do that." But yeah, in retrospect, in knowing that people like get those made with their initials on them, we could have had like a typical wedding staple for free.
Plus, on top of that, Reese's Pieces are better. Come at me. Come at me, all of you.
I actually can't because I like peanut butter.
Thank you.
ET would agree. Bought Chima for the White Witch's army animals. Oh yeah. Anna Nicole, do you come
Alright.
to Brickworld in Chicago? Because I'd love to see some Narnia mocks. I feel like we had a few there this year. I know that what was it, Becky? With Maria and Philip's daughters. We call her Becky on
Becky
here.
and Bo.
Becky and
Yep.
Bo built some really cool Narnia stuff. It was all Miniland scale. My ice bears love castle. They look strange in space.
How would they
Good
look
to
on a
know.
modular?
Hey, you know what, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we feel about castle here?
I can answer that in another way. We have a feeling
You
about
can get.
this. This is what we say. We say this
I,
about yellow. We say this about castle. We say it double E for yellow castle.
Are you sure you didn't mean Boo Earns?
Well, there is a Boo Earns banner as well.
I love the Boo Earns banner way too much.
But we definitely just meant Boo.
So Anna Nicole has one up on you. She likes M&Ms better because she is a little, because Reese's Pieces will kill her. Ben,
But she admits that they're still better. Let me point this out.
woo!
There's
I missed
nothing I would rather. Okay, you say, "Here, Ben. Here's some plain M&Ms." I will say to you, I'm not going to eat those. There's nothing appealing about them. You come
Hey,
back and you say, "Here are some peanut M&Ms." I will say, "Thank you very much. Those are delicious." You come back to me and say, "Here are some peanut butter M&Ms." I will say, "Thank you. I
yeah.
will accept these." Then you bring me back the regular M&Ms. I say, "These are trash. Get them out. I don't need this. It's garbage. Bring me some Reese's Pieces or some peanut M&Ms."
Which
Peanut
is
M&Ms.
better, peanut M&Ms or Reese's Pieces?
You want the honest truth?
Yes, sir.
Peanut M&Ms.
Yeah, same. Oh my God, same.
Yeah.
I love peanut M&Ms.
Peanut
Yeah,
M&Ms are the bomb for sure.
they're talking about Eight
I'm old
Mile.
enough to say that, so
Disassembled Narnia. Okay, so you were there. I apologize for not knowing. Have something different for this year and maybe next year. Oh, because you may not be there this year. Well, we'd love to see you either way. Join us when you can. Always welcome. So Paige Pritchard is on your team with the Reese's Pieces.
they're better than regular M&Ms. It's not even close.
Hardest part of the botanical build we saw earlier from Rob was the roof for the front of the extension. The back was the hardest and the most aggravating part. Well, you're doing great. Like it's paying off. All your aggravation is coming through, man, because it's really fun to watch that come to fruition. So please keep us updated. Realgar was considering building a yellow castle for Brickworld this year. That's original. Where'd you get that idea?
Put it behind bars. I'd like that. That would be classic. Put it behind bars. I was making this face. Mark saw it the whole time.
He was doing the aggressive chewing.
You are
Passive aggressive.
hilarious, Realgar. Hilarious.
Okay, good to know. Talking allergies and peanuts and candy. You will be there this year. Yay! Oh, you're going to be a Brickworld Holiday Joy. What lug are you in? And do I know you by a different name?
You might. I also heard Monica says, after we read this one, or we come back to this one, she indicates that you can also get M&Ms with pictures on them.
I know, gross.
That is crazy. Who would do that?
Can you really? They're this big.
I know.
And you're just gonna digest it. You're NALTC. So am I. I mean, I'm NALTC. I haven't displayed with them for like 4 or 5 years.
Hey, I went to a Twin Lug meeting last week, so you can. There's always a time to come back.
Stop booing people, Ben.
I didn't. Must have still been on.
What's next in our list? Because it's 9:15.
Yeah, I know. We've gone 2 hours already, but we're having fun. The people love it. I thought we would do this, which is some modular madness.
What is
our
that?
last topic will be super short. So you know what people love, and by people I mean
what do people love?
YouTubers, what they do. The old tier list. You heard of a tier list?
Yes.
Okay. There are now 18 modulars, and while I don't think that any of them are F tier,
let's do this.
I thought we could do this. So let me share my screen. Add this to the
I'm sorry I was not here. Oh, nice. You got it ready. I could have done this in a very easy graphic in Illustrator. So I apologize for not being there to support you in this idea.
This will be fine.
But I do.
This will be fine.
Real quick, a number of people do tier lists for their 72-hour live stream for creations for charity, which we're invited to.
What's up with that?
I don't know. We're right in the middle of it.
Obviously.
It's happening right now.
Well, so this is one thing that I did, right? Instead of going A through F, I went index because this is our index of these things. None of them are F tier, okay? These are all good sets.
So none of them are going to be in the X category, right?
I mean, maybe we'll see. But I take as like inspirational. N's like, oh, that's nice. D is decent. And then E is like, eh. And then X is like, blah. So we probably won't have any in the blah, but who knows?
You made an acrostic poem out of the word index.
Yes. So we're going with our modular
let's go ahead and
index.
Can we just grab Market Street right now and drop it in
That's a little harsh, but we can
totally do that. But I know you want to go there.
Okay. But let's bring it up here. So I put all of them in here. There it is. Our first one, Market Street.
Yeah. What do you say?
This one's, been a bit controversial because the question has been, is it even a modular? Right.
Reed says it's only 24 hours. I'm pretty sure it's been 72 in the past, right?
Either way, we weren't invited.
Yeah, either way, we weren't invited, Reed.
Yeah. So this one was this one's, and I'm going to be honest with you, Mark. I'm not sure that this is my least favorite. Though I think there are some other ones that are less inspirational. There are some ideas here. I'm just,
I agree with you.
Not in love with it. But the way I set this up over here, now we have to find it. Market Street, here it is. We can move it into our tier list. So let's put it in the E tier.
I agree with you, though, that there are some inspiring ideas in it. So I wouldn't be opposed to it being in D.
Okay. We can think about that one. This one might be our first candidate to move.
Solidarity, Reed. Solidarity.
Yeah. hit 6 years and 300 episodes and no invitation. Poor
Realgar,
Reed.
Realgar, we've used that word before. It's not just today.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Sorry. I know you're sensitive too, so I'm not actually shaming you, but shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's go with, of course, the classic.
Where does this belong?
This right here is the one that started it all, the Corner
Yes.
Cafe.
Great construction. Like, look at those skis.
The ski design, yep. Now, I will say I
Yeah.
think some of the modulars from here have done better. But this one also doesn't have an interior. It was definitely the
Yes.
first sign, though, that Lego was thinking of and catering to an adult fan base with a city set. So definitely has a historical.
Jesse was invited to the.
Psh, what a flex!
Yeah,
Definitely has a historical
I know,
plus,
right?
but that aside, do you want to give it an I tier, or is it more of a N tier type thing with no
So
interior?
that's my question. Is this the Yellow Castle of modulars?
I don't know that it is, because I still think it's also very good and it's better than several of the other ones they've put out. I guess kind of one of my issues with Yellow Castle, outside of the fact that it's, universally praised for being the original, is that there are many that came after it that are a lot better.
Correct.
I think this one's still better than some of the ones that came after it.
Okay, so
So, yeah, I
I
don't think it's quite there.
that considered, like, I think, do we factor nostalgia in then, or do we not? Because I know nostalgia is not your favorite factor.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would.
Okay, so I would say
Um,
N.
okay. I can dig it. Let's take this one off. I think I can agree with you to the extent that, you know, it is a very good mock, but I think there have been a couple that we're going to put in the I tier that are clearly superior
It's
from
not
a
a
pure
mock.
design standpoint.
Not a mock.
Set.
You're all right. I
Yes.
forgive you. I forgive you.
Yes. Okay, let's
Good.
move.
We're good.
We're not going to go in order. We're going to mix these up a little bit. The next one I have on my list
Talk
is
order.
this one. It's just a crazy order. Here it is. The police station. I have feelings about the police station.
What are you feeling?
They're not particularly rosy.
Okay.
Um, I found this one a bit boring, if I'm being honest. I think kind of some of the problems that I had with this one is that they went down this path, and they've done this a few times now, of giving us two buildings at once.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the first time they sort of did the building smaller, but in the middle. And I don't like either building that's flanking it all that well.
No.
And I think the police station itself
Yeah.
is sort of boring.
Yeah,
Um,
I like the interior of this one though.
yeah, I also, I get why they put the donut shop next to it, but
I don't know why they flanked it.
yeah,
I don't know why they made 8 wide buildings.
yeah, I think that's where I struggle with this one.
Maybe the
I,
police station next to a 16 wide donut shop would have been a little insulting, but a 16
maybe,
wide something. I I,
I don't
I
know.
don't mind the design of the windows on the donut shop, especially. I like the interior. Um, I like the window treatments. I like the entrance. I really love the interior of this, and I what I will say is I hate the topiary flanking the doors.
Yeah.
What that no no.
What I kind of think's interesting about those is they were trying to use a different piece,
Mm,
and
they
that's
were trying.
that interesting gear piece for the shrubbery.
Yeah,
Um,
they needed an episode on Think Outside the Blocks to get some feedback on that.
to tell them, please don't do this.
I like the ivy.
The ivy's okay. I think it curves around well. I like the bluebird. They have
I
an
like
air conditioner, so that kind of makes me wonder,
I like the billboard.
what year this is. That's always been sort of a weird thing too. Um,
D.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe it's above Market Street, but not by a lot.
D.
All right. Got any comments? Anybody feel strongly about this one that are telling
No,
us
nobody cares. We killed the chat,
we're
basically.
doing it wrong? Guys are doing it wrong. All right.
I like this though. I'm all in.
Okay, so we're up to 3. Let's see. Next one on here. Let's just go to a random one. Okay, this is a bit controversial. The diner. When this one came out, there were a lot of people who said, "What is the time period for Lego modulars?" Right? They
Yeah.
were like, "This looks like a weird space city station."
Lego Team B liked building the police station.
It's not that it's not a bad build. Don't get me wrong. It's just, is it as inspiring as Corner Cafe or some of the other ones we're going to get to, which I suspect is I tier superness.
I was excited by this because you know what happens in life is they build something in the 50s and then it exists still in 2023. It's odd, but it happens.
That happened.
Reed
There's
says, Reed says he doesn't build modulars, only had a couple, but traded or gave away most of what he owned. There's none in the barn, Reed. Rob says, I'm still here just looking at lighting kits. You do what you need to do, man. We're not trying to shame you.
You know, I think the other
Thank
thing,
you.
and I don't know where this came from, but was this the first one that had
Pink car, yeah.
well, no, the non regular old smiley faces.
No, I was saying to Anna Nicole, the diner,
Yes,
the pink car. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like the boxing ring a lot, by the way. I think that's classic and that's
on the
hilarious.
back.
Well, and they're like, well, we need an interior, so what's on the second floor? A boxing gym.
A boxing ring. Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Trying to mock the D&D character while quote unquote watching. Yeah, no, we got you. No, we're not like
we got some comments flying in now.
Yeah, we're good.
So I think the question for this one for me is, was this the first one where they changed the faces away from just the regular smiley faces? I know that was controversial. But I don't know. So I have them in order here. So the one before the.
Do you have an answer to that? Because I think it would be hard for me to just find the answer.
Hold on, I think I can find that, because the one before this was Assembly Square. So did Assembly Square have people with faces? Nope, they were all smileys then. Yep. So this was the first one.
Wow. I don't know.
It was a big thing. A lot of people freaked out. They're like, I liked it when it was just the classic smileys.
Really? Yikes. Calm the Mega Blocks down, people, because what the fuck? I mean, if you want to get your panties in a bunch about something, let it not be printed faces. Joellen says she rebuilt it in the Winter Village style because it fit the right time period. And one year we stuck a Spirit Halloween sign on someone's diner. Oh, nice.
Yeah, on this one in particular, there's some really cool build techniques in this with the wraparound aspects on this.
100%.
It also had a pretty cool staircase in the back. So I actually like this one quite a bit, even though there was some hot controversy around it, because people were like, this is the first one that seems in the wrong time period, and I hate the fact that the minifigs don't just have generic smileys.
Shut up.
It didn't bother me, but I'm not everyone. So what do we give the diner?
And
50s diner.
I like this because they were moving in a different direction. They used turquoise and pink, and they had a boxing gym, and like they had those cool windows in the front. I'm like, I didn't get this one because I stopped buying modulars at some point. But I love the design of this. Do you agree with me on the end?
I like this one quite a bit.
Pardon.
I didn't like the complaints about it. I think it's cute. I also like that and we'll see this in a couple other ones. I like that it wasn't just, even though it was a middle modular, it wasn't just butting right up against the next one. It had this area here on the side.
Yeah.
Where the boxing guy is standing there.
It's a
that
corner.
sort of breaks up the just same
it's
heightness.
A corner, not a middle.
This one isn't a corner.
It's a corner. Yeah, it is.
What's that?
Yeah, it is. That? It's a middle.
It's a middle.
Is it?
Yeah.
It looks like a corner to me.
Might. But look, Here's the pins down here.
Pin?
Um,
Pin?
can you see it on
Oh!
my thing? They got
Ew.
the pins on this side.
Oh, okay.
Pins on the left side. It's a middle.
Yeah. Okay. Paige says that she likes the diner. The building itself is boring, but the fiddly bits are good. Noshing on homemade meatloaf while watching. Okay, well, good to know.
We're not boring everybody. They're just,
Lego
the
Team B
diners where
says,
things got interesting.
I feel that way too, actually. Where they started to take a little bit more risks.
It's
It's
not
not
a
a corner.
corner.
Sorry, yes, that's been proven to me now because the Technic brick is on the left and right. Okay, fine.
All right,
You know what you can
let's.
do with Lego though? You can move that.
What?
You can move that and
Are you
make it a
sure
corner if you wanted to. And I think
you could do that?
it'd make a fine ass corner.
All right, let's go to this one. The Grand Emporium.
Okay.
Grand Emporium is not my favorite. There were a couple of pieces in this one that were new, like the big
Yes.
green awning things. They also have an
Yes.
escalator inside, which is, appropriate for a shopping center, I guess. And they've got a big chandelier in it.
Mm-hmm.
But this building is very same all the way around. Uh,
Was this the first set where we had the headlight brick in transclear?
I don't know. It's a good question.
All right. Reed keeps saying this, so I'm just going to say it. They're modulars. They're as exciting as Castle is to Ben. But
All
he
right,
said
Reed.
this too. It's exciting as space is to Ben. So I'm not sure what he meant, but he really wants us to say something.
He's anti-modular. That's fine. You can be anti-modular, Reed. So anyway, this one, personally, I would put in the E tier. I am not the
You're an at
hugest
on
fan.
this? Okay.
E. I'm gonna go E. This is where I would put this, seriously. I
Reed's
don't know,
brain is
man.
in space, so he must be miserable because I hear he hates space.
The colors
Um,
are kind of drab. I don't know. I'm just not a
okay.
big fan.
I will follow that lead then. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
You have a different opinion, you can express it.
I guess I thought this one was cool because of the awnings and because of like all the what was the first one that designed an interior? I felt like this was like one of the first that had like a more elaborate
Um,
interior.
let's see here. I think it was probably the firehouse has some interior for sure, which is the one right before this one.
Okay.
This may have been the one where they were really getting going on that. I can flip over to the fire station quick because the fire station had
Oh, that
some
thing.
interior. I know they
It
had
did.
some firefighting equipment in it,
Yeah. And the dog, the Dalmatian. Yep, yep, yep.
and the fire truck itself, of course. So I guess there's some credit for having an interior, but I don't know. This one didn't tickle my fancy on the exterior, at least.
Okay.
So are you more of a D tier, or are you thinking E tier's fine?
I just like the modulars, so I'm going to be more positive about these. So I think E might be the place where it should probably be.
Okay.
Anna Nicole is not a modular person either.
Well,
She
that's
does.
okay. People
She does
love
run the
tier
fire
lists.
station,
I don't know. Well, yeah,
right?
the fire station.
But I mean, like the Tainted was all flipped out about your new modular, so I'm surprised there isn't more opinion on this because I thought we
Yeah.
had like a modular crowd in here. Are we
Well,
only
I
at
don't know.
5?
We're a
We have,
mix.
we have 13 to go. Let's get moving.
Okay, let's get moving.
It's
Let's
9:30.
go Green Grocer. No interior to speak of. This was kind of well, it has a little bit of an interior, but not on every floor. This was sort of I would like to say, second real modular
Yep.
behind Cafe Corner. I love the color scheme. I love
Yes.
the asymmetry. I love the section underneath, kind of what do they call the rounded out bit here? The turret.
The bay
There was
window.
some cool construction
Yeah.
stuff under there.
Yeah.
So I like this one quite a bit for a middle modular,
Same.
but it has no interior. So does that make it take a knock or two?
Well,
Or
I'm trying to like put this into like some sort of like chronological perspective as well. So for me, I was really excited about this one And so I still have the feeling towards it of I, but that's more of a nostalgia perhaps. And so if we're not going with nostalgia, I'd say N. But like when I look at it, I'm like, this one was great. And by the way, the first time Matt came to a Brick World, I gave him my camera and I said, go take a picture of anything that you think interesting because you that you like that speaks to you. Just kind
Yep.
of give him an idea like what is he into with Lego? And he brought me back a camera full of pictures of the green grocer.
All right, there you go.
It was in a lot of the train layouts, and so I think it appeals to a lot of people. I think it has a really good design, and I think it belongs in. Okay, N's
I'm
fine.
gonna put it in tier. I think it's above the police station.
What's going on?
So
Reed traded one green grocer for a Maersk and a 9-volt World City train. What year was this that you traded those things for each other? Because that's I wouldn't put those on the same scales of justice.
yeah. Okay, let's go to this one. Pet store. It's the first time they did
The
16 by 16,
Yep.
and they did split so you could move them around the city.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't have to be in right next to each other as this. There's a couple of interesting techniques. I'm gonna be honest, I don't love the colors.
Agreed.
That's kind of what drug this one down for me a bit. I think the other part too is that
Okay.
they felt so much less substantial, I guess, than the modulars that came before them. There weren't a lot of modulars though, right? This was after Grand Emporium. So we really only had what, like 5 or 6 to compare it to.
Yeah.
But I guess to that extent, it felt a little disappointing.
Ben, isn't this where we got Derek?
Derek the painter, there he is.
Yeah.
Derek from Cleveland. He
Yep.
is a painter that appears in the Eurobricks collaborative builds.
Every
And there
year.
he is.
Yeah, it's Derek.
So do you get a little credit for having a Derek?
A little bit. Reed
But
says
yeah,
Cafe Corner was given to Taylor with cancer. Fire Brigade traded for 15 Ice Bear battle packs. Green Grocer above comment. Okay, so he trades. It's a commodity, at least to him. So he just sees this as currency.
yeah. I mean, that's okay. That giving to someone with cancer is very commendable. Trading for ice bear packs, though, what the hell were you doing?
Yeah, I will say about this one, the next to the pet store sign above that door, someone phoned it in here.
With you don't like the frog over the door?
No, and let's look at the frieze over the windows on the whatever's to the left, just the brownstone or whatever it is. What
Yeah,
is going on here? That is so uninspired.
I don't know. The little skis used as archway decoration is okay, but it doesn't
Nice
make a
try.
ton of sense.
You know, major E
So
here for me. Major E.
okay. I don't love this one either. I do appreciate that at least it was 2
Yeah,
modulars.
and it looks good in a train layout,
Yeah.
especially when people have like doubled them up or like recolored them. But yeah, not the best design. Almost like they're like really, it felt like they were phoning in.
Okay, let's go to this one, which I think will maybe get a bit of a more positive reaction. The detective's office.
It's fun.
This one I like for a
Cool.
number of reasons. I like the fact that it's 3 buildings. They're all combined, but I think this
Yeah.
is the first time multiple buildings was done in a modular where they were all in one unit.
Yeah.
I like the some of the construction. The actual build inside the detective's office is pretty fun.
The gangway is awesome.
The gangways, okay. I think the gangway's fine. I don't know if I'd say awesome,
I
but
love it.
it's cute.
It's awesome.
Okay, it's awesome. I love the construction of the pillars
Thank you. Yeah,
and
me
how they did
too.
them in here.
With the it's like the knob with the
Yeah, the
like
Technic
the
ball joint.
ball joint. There we go.
Yep,
With the pin on the other side and the
yep. And then the
one by two. Yeah.
Chima joints on the top. And then it's got a pool table on the first floor. It was the first pool table Lego had built, and it's
Um
probably
by
pretty cool
Chima
build.
joint. Did you mean Mixel joint?
The Mixel joint, yes. They also used them in the Chima animals. They had
Oh,
like
okay.
these warrior animals they rode or whatever.
Okay, now I
Um,
get it. I was like, did you just mix up Mixel and Chima? I know it's a common
that's
mistake.
yeah, that's where I got a lot of them. Was from the goofy Chima battle animals or whatever the heck they were. It was a crocodile riding a crocodile. It was silliness.
Let's get Jill on one of these because I would love to see that. I think this was the first. She wants to reconfigure it for Winter Village. I think this was the first one that I'd stare at in the catalog because I couldn't figure out how they made the freeze above the pool sign.
Yeah, that is uh uh the construction fist.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but it took me forever. I was like, what did that? I
Yeah.
like the
And then they
fact.
have the Unikitty tails up on the top of the blue building
Yes,
as well.
in dark gray.
Mhm.
That is a great construction piece. And they did the dark green awnings again, but they made a different piece for it. They did a different piece, so it took up less space and
And it
left it a
also
little
was
bit more
sucked
contained
inside the arch, which I really liked.
than it did in the
The
whatever the
Emporium. Yep.
Emporium. There we go. I
Yep.
like the fact that they used two different blues.
Two-tone blue on that
Yeah,
building. Yep.
yeah.
And then they had a mirror piece in the barber shop, I think. Is this the
A
one that
what?
had
What?
the mirror piece?
A
It was
mirror?
a
Okay.
mirror. Yeah.
I thought you said mere, like MERE
No.
or
Mirror.
MEER. How do you spell that?
Mirror.
I know that's
Mirror.
how you spell what you meant to say, or
Uh,
what you were saying. Sorry, that I heard.
mirror, like a mere cat. I think it's MERE. Or mere as in we're mere mortals. I don't
Yeah,
know
mere
how
mortals
that's
is
spelled.
more what I was thinking. Neither do I. I thought it was
Yeah.
MEER. Let's see if that's right. Nope. It means C in German, but it was MERE. We were both right in the first try.
All right. So what do we give the detective's office?
It's at least an N, if not an I,
Yeah, I think
but nothing below that.
this is a very high
Yes.
N. It's maybe almost an I. I think we're gonna put it here for now. It might move up.
Okay.
Because there's a couple that I think are slightly better than this, but this is really, really good if you ask me.
Thank
Okay.
you, and thank you, Jolyn and Monica.
Everyone's helping us. They know. Okay, let's go to the big dog. I'm
L2
just
two.
just gonna call it. Let's see how you feel about this one. Here it comes. All right, here it is. The Parisian restaurant. This is simply nope, it's amazing. I can't even pretend that it's overrated. This one I think is easy I tier for so many reasons.
Color scheme.
The color scheme is brilliant.
Fucking is.
I love the roof treatment. Um,
The back patio.
the back patio's great.
Yeah.
The awning is great. The white fancy stone carved pillars in the front are wonderful.
Yes.
This
My
one
favorite part.
I just have big hearts for this one. I absolutely love it. To me, this is the first I for sure.
Agreed.
Okay. Well, hey, that was easy. I didn't have to convince you.
And as a parts pack, it's phenomenal. You know how many
Yeah,
parts I pulled from this thing?
olive green and the white parts and the dark blue parts.
Yeah.
It's the big dog for a reason, in my opinion. Okay,
Well,
let's
and
go
the
to one
point
that's
is,
maybe less of a big dog.
can you bring that back up? Oh, come on. Why did you do that to us?
Riding the high. Here we go down to this one. I will say it had an elevator, which was interesting. That kind of worked. And I think it was intentionally built to be very symmetrical because that's how government administrative buildings are.
Yeah.
But yeah, E tier for sure.
1891 though.
1891. It's an old building. I do like that it's dark orange, but the texture on the building itself with just the palisade bricks is really boring.
So
So,
Reed says he enjoyed building the town hall when he worked at the Lego store.
all right. I'm surprised it didn't, you know,
Kill
drive
part of
him
his
away
soul.
from the from the modulars.
Yeah.
All
But all
right.
right.
Well, we're sorry you hit the E tier, my friend.
The one he likes is like, hey, I like this one. And we're like, boo, you hate
Bleh. All right.
it.
Palacinema. Um, I don't know what to say about this one.
Why don't you know what
There
to say?
there are things about this one I like.
Yes.
I don't love the color scheme
Okay.
because it feels kind of muted for the rest of it. Though there's things about this one that I do like.
What do you like?
I like the terracotta roof design thing. It was the first time we kind of saw that tiled roof.
Yes.
There was a couple interesting structural techniques. I like the spotlights pushed off from the building.
Yes.
They had a cool little ticket window in here that was
Yes.
pretty nice. And I get what they're going for right away when I see it. I
Yes.
like the little stars on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So I think kind of the main thing that kind of drags me down from this one
Yeah.
is the fact that it is a little too symmetrical, even though it's on a corner. I guess that's kind of the main thing.
Just the symmetry.
It's like it's too symmetrical,
I think the one thing that
you
bothers
know?
me about this one is that it was like, stop trying to use these arch windows if you're not going to make a glass piece for the arch windows,
I know.
right? But that's it. That's the only thing that bugs me about this. I loved this set.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On my modular, I have those windows too. I just took out the glass on the lower one because I that bothers me too, that it's reflective and shiny
yeah,
on the one side and then it's
yeah.
not on the other.
So this would be an eye for me because I thought it was innovative for the time that it came out because those are all smiley faces, right? This is early.
This is still a smiley face one. This
I
one
like
is
what
after City Hall but before the Parisian.
what I liked about the color scheme is that the posters popped and it looked like a real like
The
classic
posters were
movie.
super cute.
Like looking at it now with what we know is possible with like making roofs, that Jesus, the sides of that three-pointed roof, that double convex roof on the corner there with all the studs showing on the side gets to me now.
Yeah.
But like at the time this came out, I was super excited about it and I thought they were like moving in the right direction. I love the front doors.
Okay. I also think the way they did the brick built sign on this was really, really clever as well.
Yeah, same.
Um, so I don't know that I would put it in the I
I
grade.
know.
I would put it in the N grade,
Perfect.
probably.
I can agree with you on that then.
All right.
Let's compromise, put it in N.
Okay, well, little too samey, but there's some
Mhm.
redeeming features for sure.
I get you. We're being stingy with our higher grades there.
Maybe a little bit. Okay, let's go to this one. This one, let's see if there's a little bit of controversy on this one. Brick Bank.
I don't mind this one.
I don't either. Even though it has a fair amount of symmetry um, on it, they also broke this up by the fact that it's a corner modular.
Yeah.
So they could put the door sort of in the middle of one side, and then they did the laundromat next to it, which
Yeah.
is a small building, but I think it was pretty cute for what it was.
So
Um,
what I liked about this one was the fact that so what drives me nuts is that they didn't just put the 2x2 rounds on the corners, on the outside corners.
yeah.
Like that could drop it into E for me, but I loved this set because there were so many new pieces, so many new colors. First time we saw them go ahead and like make that rounded arch, and it was in sand green. It was like a different color window. They were using the ingots as
Yep.
bricks,
Yep.
and the fact that it's a corner, but if you're a modifier, you could easily make it like the middle of a courtyard and make it like the middle of a downtown, make it a city hall, make it something different than it is. I really loved this set. Um, I didn't get it because this was like during the time when I was being more careful, but I think like
Hmm.
There are certainly a number of things that could have changed in real time for, again, like I said, like the outside corner should have been round as well, because why the hell not? You can't even
Yeah.
make the profile go all the way around the edge. And the bricks below the arches should have had some sort of deck, like some sort of ledge to them, right? To move from the columns into the arches. But my
Okay.
first instinct on this one was
This is a solid modular. I also
yeah,
like the the what do they call it? The zipline piece used up
yes,
here. They
yes.
also had the keys with a shield as that middle
Oh yeah,
stone
yeah,
carved
yeah.
decoration on it.
That looks fantastic. The
S-
wings and the micro figure above the
yeah,
doors, and again, they
yep.
use the same door technique with the front doors with the bars to
Well, it
give you an
feels like
affordance to pull. Yeah,
yeah, it feels like it could be an old bank building or old government building.
I love this set.
Um, so I like this one too.
We can't put it below N. I'm voting for I. I mean, just because it gave so many options for modification.
This one was also super fun to the extent that there was a story with how the bank robber was using, or a bank robber was using the laundromat to literally launder money.
What?
Yeah, they were stealing money by going through a false wall in the laundromat. So they
Yeah.
were stealing money and then getting it into the washing machine. They were laundering their money.
You want to put it between I and
So
N, like we
yeah,
did.
I think that one is kind of in the same realm as the detective's office.
Agreed.
Um, we got two sitting there though, so we might have to come back and decide those real fast, like since you know. Got any good comments rolling in while I pull up the next one?
No, no one's saying anything. It might just be
Oh,
you and I at this
perfect.
point.
Cool, cool, cool. Here we go.
Mm.
The fire station. I like this one.
Yeah, me too.
Couple reasons. The
Fire
American
engine is
flag's a
cool.
little whatever. Uh, um, but the texture build on this for the bricks being inset behind the corner parts
Mhm.
was good. This is I think the first time they gave us the technique that they've been using over and over and over in the 1932 up on the top. Um, where they used that, they started using that in a bunch of other sets after this. So that was sort of their first time using this letter scheme.
Oh,
I like the upside down car radiator thing as the decoration above the window,
same.
and the gold helmets with the axes. So you couldn't mistake what this thing is.
I missed a number of comments actually.
I
Um,
I figured you did, but that's okay.
I sorry. Um,
Um,
so I don't know how I missed all this. maybe maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I'm also like having a beer or two, and that's wrong. For as tired as I am to be doing a live stream. But I believe Reed was referring to the town hall as a number of nice stickers. If not,
I,
please correct me, Reed, if that's not what you're talking
I
about. He
don't
has
recall.
several of them to sell. Joel and Child says that likes the color scheme, although most of the Winter Village buildings are mostly muted as well. So I imagine she's talking about the Palace Cinema when she said that. The
The
bench is
bench and the bank.
badass. The bench is awesome. The dark tan bench. I meant to
It
mention that.
definitely stands out from the other ones, which
Yeah.
I don't know if is you know, I don't
I,
know if that's good or bad that it sticks out, but it is different. And it
don't
does give you
worry.
an idea that it's wrought iron.
Yeah. And don't worry
Um,
about our egos, Monica. We're just like we just kind of like watch to make sure like we're doing things right, and we'll reassess later.
just want to
Um,
make sure people care. If they don't care,
Story for the Brick made fun talking about it in the Lego store. Yeah, I bet.
yeah.
No skin into this game till you get to the bookshop.
Ooh, okay.
Joel says both the Brick Bank and detective's office had an additional, somewhat hidden story.
Yep.
The detective's office had a cookie mystery. The Brick Bank had the washing machine laundering money. Yeah, we know what you meant.
Pal
Palace
Cinema had
Cinema
stickers.
stickers.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they did have.
I was
Actually, I
pulling for
agree with that. Yes,
and that
yes, very cool.
actually, so they kind of launched that. I have one of these that I got from at Brickworld. This one's a Lego movie poster, kind of like what they had at the Palace Cinema. Oh, well, I got to take that off too. So these are relatively, you can locate these at Eclipse Graphics, that
Yes.
makes these at Brickworld. So this is a movie poster.
Yeah.
Guess I can take it out of here for the Ninjago movie. They sell them for all kinds of movies that you could replace those Palace Cinema options. They also did that in one of the future Ninjago sets where they have a bunch of movie posters on that piece. But there you can see one.
Mm,
So
nice.
they're all these nice window pieces that
Yeah,
you can use
Eclipse
for
is
that kind of
great
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
I don't know why I got this one in particular, but it's definitely a high quality print for sure. Okay, so let's go back to this view. Okay,
Yep.
so what are we doing with the old fire station?
I don't know. I'm feeling D on this just because it's way out of scale with the others.
It is a little big, I guess. It's only 2 stories, and the stories are a little taller.
Yeah.
I like a lot about this one, but our D tier is feeling pretty empty.
Okay.
That's not a great reason to put it there, but
It's not. If you want to put it in N, I'd be fine with that.
yeah, well,
These
we'll
sets
put
are
it that way.
great. I mean, there's a reason why they're like
Super
18
popular.
plus.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're getting down to some of the big dogs. Let's go to this one.
Um, Reed
Let me pull it up here.
suggests that you bought that movie poster because you needed it in your castle style modular movie theater in your town.
I don't think so. That's very confusing and no. Boutique Hotel.
Wait a minute. Paige says you got it for the Dublin and Jago Closet of Shame.
That could be it. I'm a closet Ninjago fan, and I have lots of them in my closet of shame. So I
Yeah.
bought this too. Yep.
Oh shoot.
All right, Boutique Hotel.
I'm gonna step out for 1 minute.
Okay.
Matt just got dinner in. I'm just gonna update him on our timeline.
Hopefully 20
I
minutes, maybe less.
Yeah, and I have an opinion about this one. I'll be right back. Sorry.
All right. I'm going to be very interested to hear Mark's opinion on this. I have a lot of opinions on this one as well, and they are preview. They are not positive. So we'll see what he thinks. But this one to me is going to be, for me at least, D tier or maybe lower. I don't know how he's going to come on this, but there's a number of things that I want to say about this. Drellin says, I got the boutique hotel to turn into a Halloween hotel. It was an interesting build. Yeah, I won't deny that it's interesting, but there are a number of things that I think really detract from this, and I want to save a few of them for Mark. But you guys will know I'm not going to waffle on how, I guess, displeased I am with this one to a large extent. Reminds me of the Flatiron Building in New York. Yes, that's kind of part of this, is that it does attempt to go with a different shape, which I can appreciate, but I don't know how successful it is. I like the shape attempt. It just ends up feeling really weird. And the fact that this is a hotel that only has like 3 rooms is really weird too. We know they've tried some larger modulars, but they made this a corner modular and then squished it down even more by chopping, part of the part of the building off. I also feel like it's undersized. So there are a number of things I don't like. I don't even know. We'll probably talk about the fleshy color in the middle too. Uh, we'll see if he brings that up. Um, maybe he'll say that he likes it because it kind of reminds him of his Italy trip where they had this sort of pinkish color scheme on buildings,
No,
but
no, not that.
um, but
So
I don't like it. So
with
anyway, I've told everyone my preview already, so let me hear
so I liked this until I saw it next to your modular.
it.
I don't think there's I think they cut some corners. I think I think they're trying to do too much with it, like where the back of it makes no sense to me. Um, I think it's decent for sure. I think they're trying new things. They're being more innovative, and
Mhm.
that's exciting. But I don't think it belongs above N.
Yeah, I would put this D tier or lower, and here's why.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, here's why. First of all, I think it's too small. Like you said, next to my modular, which isn't like ridiculously out of scale, it's tiny.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a hotel, and they've lopped one corner off it to make it this unusual shape. And again, kudos for making it an unusual shape,
Yes. Yes.
but I don't know if a hotel is the one I would make an unusual shape,
Same.
because then there's no room inside for it to be a hotel.
Makes no sense.
On top of that, I despise the fleshy color in the middle.
Echo
Um,
Buns is here. Echo Buns in the house.
hey, I despise the color in the middle. It just, I don't know. It looks weird to me between the other two colors.
D.
I don't know if they were going for like a copper roof that's patinaed to green up here or what, but
Right. D.
I don't know.
D.
All
Give it a
right,
D.
well, I'll give it a D. All right, let's move to what the
I,
people want.
I was gonna say, like, the roof technique, sand green or not, it gives us sand green pieces, and there's some good techniques going on up there. There's some good techniques going on the second floor. Just the overall design, they're trying to do too much. Love the
Yeah.
palm tree, XYZ. Done with this one.
Yeah, the other part that I've always found weird with this, and we talked about this too, is the wrought iron balcony over here made with the handcuffs that the
Yeah,
girl's standing on.
yeah,
It goes up like to her thighs. She's gonna
I
fall
agree.
off that damn thing.
Right. She only says
Terrifies
that
me.
the Continental from John Wick is that shape. Okay.
Okay, but it was
Oh,
probably 3 times the size.
so we won't have D's tonight. Apparently, he's drowning in Black Friday shipments,
Oh.
which is great. Good. That's a good reason not to have him.
Okay, I think I've left a few good ones till the end here. So let's go to assembly
Mm-hmm.
square. Let me pull up assembly square.
I like
What
this
I
for so many
appreciate
reasons.
about assembly square, among other things, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
3 buildings. It is
Mm-hmm.
bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I had a very interesting and intricate design down
Yeah.
around the fountain. I also like they did a lot of callbacks to some of the old modulars, since this was like the 10th anniversary version or whatever.
Agreed.
Like the coffee logo thing kind of being a throwback to the cafe and some other things. I
Mhm.
love the bulldozer dozer pieces as the roof on the
Yeah,
green
me
building in the
too.
middle. Uh, also love the technique they used for the windows on the bakery.
Agreed.
So there's a lot about this set that I really like. This one for me is probably I tier.
Agreed.
It's got this little alley between the buildings as well, which we hadn't really seen before.
Crazy.
So there's a lot of good stuff going on with this one.
I
Uh,
agree.
that doesn't mean there's zero room for improvement. I think
Right.
the awnings on the building over the bakery, the red awnings, are kind of boring.
Yeah,
Um, but outside of that, I really like this one.
I agree.
All right,
Love the
well,
garage door as the window on the first floor for the bakery.
yeah, it's really
Um,
cool, really cool. And they managed to give us what, like, in total something like 6 or 7 different businesses that were operating here.
yeah,
They have a
right.
music store, they have a photography studio.
Thor's hammer is part of the freeze
Um,
under those bulldozer.
yes,
So
yep.
at the same time, we got Bam Crest Hill and ACOB showing up right at the
Any
same time.
Buttland
Any
updates?
significant Buttland updates? Yeah. Check out my Brickworld Crossing channel on YouTube, the playlist. I uploaded a video 2 nights ago, and I'm uploading another one tonight. It's processing. Maybe that's why I'm lagging. Um, but we're
Maybe
getting speed builds. If you guys are Animal Crossing fans, I'm finally getting the speed builds on Buttlands. So let's see how many we got left
3.
there,
We've only
Ben.
got 3 left, and there are a couple of them for ACOB or heaters.
Yes, they are.
Let me go
We
to
talked full price Jones earlier, and we said it like it was our own term.
yeah. Let's go to Corner Garage.
I'm gonna agree with Bam Crust Hill that I also can't wait for Holiday Joy. I love the color scheme of
I didn't get
this, by the
invited
way.
to Holiday
I love
Joy,
this
so
truck.
I don't know.
Not many people did because we only have 13,000 square feet.
Yeah,
Ben, could you make it if I did invite you? Because you're always invited.
I have no idea.
We have
It's,
room for you in
Dece-
gingerbread land.
it's December.
Yeah?
Okay, this one.
Don't be a bitch.
I don't know how people felt about this one when it came out. I love it.
I love this one.
This is what I love about it. So
This is
unlike
it's a
the
very
boutique
Chicago type.
hotel,
Yeah.
yeah, they did a different shape, but it has some
Uh-huh.
purpose because it has the
Yeah.
drive-through for
Yes.
the gas station, and I don't think it's too restrictive for what it is. I do love that you can open and close the garage door with the wheels on the side. They have the pet hospital in the middle has the joke about Dr. Jones not accepting snakes, which I always thought was cute. Of course, it's dark
Yeah.
orange. I love the color, and it used a lot of these quarter tile pieces, which were new at the time as well. I think there's just a lot of clever stuff on this.
Yeah.
I love the octane color scheme on the bottom level and how it still feels fine compared to the dark orange and blue up above it. This one I've really always
100%.
liked.
Same. I want to go through some of these comments because I'm confused on who FPJ is.
Full Price Jones is for the
Oh,
people.
right. Duh. Thank you.
Anyone can say Full Price
I
Jones.
hear he has not been online this entire week. Yeah, he shouldn't be because it's a Black Friday week. Um, uh, Reed says he didn't get an invite to Holiday Joy either. That's because we're trying to. It's a first year show, and I came up with the idea a month ago. So we only had
Yeah.
6 weeks to develop the entire show. So we're trying to like rely just on local lugs, so we don't have like people like spending a bunch of money to come for a show that might not work. And so we're
I
trying to be
don't.
really careful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
hope
know that I would display anything. I would just, come for fun, but
you
it's
guys are welcome to come. Tickets are only $10. I can probably get you
10
in for free.
bucks.
I know a guy.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
so one of Bam Crust Hill's friends designed that vet office that doesn't allow snakes.
Super cute.
And then Reed says, if it still exists, hoping for next year if it does. Yeah, exactly. I know. I get you. We'll see if it does. I hope it does.
Okay. Well, I put the old corner garage up in the I tier. I think we got some heaters up in there for sure, ACOB.
Yeah.
Okay, last two. This is the one that the
We're
people
down
have
to the
been waiting
last two.
for.
Okay.
Let's go to Birch Books. Birch Books.
I
Here it is.
love this one.
Birch Books.
I,
Birch
I,
Books. I hate Birch Books. It's the worst.
What are you talking about? I will fight
Um,
you on this one.
because
Why?
they stole my idea to have a bookstore.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but
Ego
rewinding from
aside.
that, they also stole my color scheme of using the medium nougat there on the bookstore.
Hi.
So that's two negatives for it.
Hi.
However, all of
Hi.
the stonework on it is beautiful. It's simply incredible. I'm not gonna lie. I love the stonework on this one everywhere. The kind of the colors on the nougat sections are sort of boring on the actual rest of the nougat. Doesn't have any texture, but I don't think it needs it because the
Right.
stonework is so good.
Would the right side be as beautiful without the more muted side on the left? The Tainted are calling out for I, by the way.
Yeah, I can get that. I understand.
I.
The only I will say that the bluish building on the right,
No.
uh, being sort of 1.5 stories,
I.
it's a little strange in the rest of the city.
I.
But okay, well, everyone wants I. Um,
Where do you want to put it?
E. I'm just messing with you. This one's beautiful.
I've never bought this one, but I have had it in my cart so many times. And I haven't bought a modular for a while. Are we going Jazz Club for the last
Jazz
one?
Club is the last one.
Before we go to Jazz Club,
Yeah.
let's get those fence riders out of there.
This is what I would tend to do. This
And
and
yes,
this.
100%. Agreed.
You
Done.
feeling me? All right.
100% feel that.
All right. So that we've got a nice clean look here.
We do. I like
We've
this.
got more eyes than ends.
And I still agree with all these.
Well, actually, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 5 and 5.
Yeah. I
Um,
wouldn't mind actually to be honest, I wouldn't mind moving that fire station up to N.
yeah, I like it too. I think it's fine where it is. I think it's better than the police station.
Yeah.
Um, it's definitely better than the than 3 of the ones in E for sure. I think I'd put it above pets too. I think it's fine where it is.
Joellen's looking for a second copy. Reed, you got one in your barn? Where are the X's? Wait, none of them belong in X. They're all
Except
great
for
pets.
maybe Market Street, but
Maybe Market
maybe.
Street. Bam Crystal says, I don't know if you guys touched on it, but anyone talk about the gap in the boutique hotel? Oh, yes. We talked about a lot of gaps and things wrong with the boutique hotel. All
You'll
right,
notice it's in the D tier. It's next to the police station, which
yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of.
yeah.
So
The garage grows on you. Didn't like it at first, but after a while, it's easy to appreciate the design technique, shape, and color, and just the fact that you see that in cities. Like that's like a real building to me. Like it
yeah,
looks like a converted loft to me. It looks like a converted warehouse or like some sort of like those types of buildings are all over Chicago, and they become mechanics and they become like loft spaces for veterinarians. And like I love that building. I wish I would have gotten it. The sand blue windows, I mean, alone are worth the price. Um, so Reed says he only has a brick bank and Palace Cinema in the barn for sale right now. Bam Crust Hill says we made a downspout in that corner while it's emptying over the back bench for humor. In this one? In the jazz club or in that corner?
I think they're probably talking about the boutique hotel.
Oh, in the one with the gap. Okay. Thank you. All right.
I
So
have it sitting here, but the only reason I pulled this one down is because it was the easiest one to access
boutique
for
hotel.
my own modular, but
Yep.
it is so short.
Bam Crest Hill confirms he was talking about that gap in the boutique hotel.
Yeah.
What are you looking at there, Ben?
Here it is. Da-da-dun-da-da, da-da-dun-da-da.
Oh, take your
We
thing off.
gotta hide this
Wait.
thingy.
Thank you.
And then we've gotta solo this one. Look at that. Look at that. Nasty, gnarly gap.
That is unacceptable.
Well, it is on the back side,
Yeah.
so that's something.
No
but
excuse.
it is really weird.
Yeah, it's horrible.
All right. So let's get back to what we had going on here. Oh, there it is.
Whoop, whoop.
Jazz Clubbo. Let's get to it.
Okay.
Is Jazz Club a heater?
What do you think?
I have mixed feelings about Jazz Club. There are parts of it that I really like.
Okay.
I don't love the pizza restaurant.
Okay. I love the pizza restaurant.
Okay. I don't. There are aspects to it that I like. I like the wrought iron. I like the hanging flowers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so small. It just feels so cramped. And I don't know
Sorry.
why I can't get over that. I struggle with it. So I don't know. I like the windows on the Jazz Club.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing over there. You're doing all kinds of crazy stuff in the background.
I was putting up the outro, so
Okay, I got it. That's
just
okay.
fix it.
That's
Thank
okay.
you.
I like the windows on the Jazz Club. I
Appreciate
love
that.
the treatment above the windows. So I like the building on the left a lot. I don't like the one on the right as much. Perhaps you feel differently, though. Let me have it.
I do think it's an I. So does Bam Crest Hill.
Okay.
Loves the signage in front. So do I. Lego Team B loves it. Joellen Child says that the piece being used as a string bass is just not tall enough, more of a cello size.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
this one also has the
Um,
concave entry in the front, like the one I
yeah,
built
love that.
does. It's a little sharper than the one I have, but
I
it's
like I like the marquee.
cool.
Like the
Marquee's
marquee a lot.
nice.
It's smart. I like the color
It's
scheme of the pizzeria. I like that cool yellow. I like that they switched to nougat brick in the
with the
back.
nougat behind it.
They designed all the way down the alley. That's the one thing that drives me nuts about Assembly Square is if you have the side exposed, there's all weird sorts of like lines in it. And they really thought things through with this.
Okay.
Um, I vote I. You want N?
That's kind of where I was leaning on this one. I really,
Yeah.
if it was just the jazz club, I
Mhm.
would love this one.
Okay.
Um, or if the pizza shop was taller, maybe it would look silly taller. I don't know. I don't love it as much. There's some really good ideas on it. You like the color scheme. I
I
don't.
do. I
It's just kind of
do.
weird.
So Pam wants to put a half
Bam.
by an N, but that feels like
We've
you
already
don't want to leave
listed
anything there.
stragglers on this. So do
Nah.
we have six
Yeah.
eyes? Six eyes and five ends? I mean, I
Nope,
don't
we have
think that
5 and
that's
5.
necessarily bad.
I'm fine with
Well,
that. I'm fine with it in I. I'm good with having 6 and 5,
well, that's
3
what we
and
ended
4.
up with.
Yeah, great. I agree with this list.
Come
And,
come at us. Come at us.
so we had a couple
S-
comments about the museum.
Okay,
You don't have that in here. Where would you put it?
I don't. So a museum. Um, quite honestly, I would put it between D and N. Those
The
are
I
where
is
I would have
here.
it. It's not an I tier for sure.
I agree.
Um, do I like it better than the police station? I don't
Yes,
know. I
I do.
probably do, but
I
like a
definitely do.
lot. I guess the issue for that one, what we'll have to see is it is 48 wide, so it's wider. It's two stories though, and I want to see how that compares and fits in with the rest of the buildings.
It's to be honest, it is it what happened there? Sorry, my brain gave up. It's a strong N for me.
Okay,
Like I'm not gonna buy it.
I pre-ordered it with the gift card that you gave me for my birthday,
Oh, did you? Nice. All right.
with some other funds, but
So no FPJ for me on the museum, but I will buy it on clearance at Walmart next Black Friday.
there you go.
Yeah.
So I did go full price Jones, but I had a gift certificate, so that is what it is.
Yay,
I
I'm
guess
glad you used that so fast.
I'm only
Hey.
I will say, because I did say this, so I got to give myself a
Yeah.
banner.
Don't do that. I hate
Um,
that saying so much. I'm so glad you called yourself out for that because it is my least favorite saying because they said it all the damn time at Legoland.
yeah.
Well, it is what it is. It's
Well,
like,
we are
well,
where we
hey,
are.
yeah,
What's done is done.
way to give up on life. Good for you. So
Yeah.
no, let's kill that banner. I think Bam Crest Hill makes a great point here. Is like you have to wait till you see it in person to
Right.
really like,
Right.
which pulls me out of the running for this entire discussion because I haven't seen most of these in person.
No, you can come over here and see them. I got them all up.
Yeah, I'll just drive up 8 hours and
Why? Why not? It's only
look
like
at your
6 hours.
modulars and leave.
It's only like 6 hours.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
We could do other things too. There's
I'll be
other
there
things to do.
tomorrow.
All right. See ya.
Yeah. Okay.
You gonna come for the Bears Vikings game?
I was just gonna say Monday Night Football. I'll be
Yeah,
there.
so we have in our brand. So here's our tier
Another
list. I think we're feeling
awful.
good about it.
Yes.
Monday. This will be brief. Vikings Bears tomorrow. The Vikings play down to their competition.
M for massacre.
But you're gonna say massacre, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know my team. Bam Crest Hill, I should come out to your store at least once, if not more often than that.
Yeah. Well, we can hope.
One of our greatest
Vikings,
supporters, and I've never been to his store.
yeah.
Sorry.
Vikings lost to the Broncos on my birthday. They blew it.
So
Um,
sorry.
so that's what they do. They play down to their competition. And I can say that I think the Bears are a lower tier, but That doesn't
I'm
give me
sorry.
any confidence.
No, we beat the Broncos.
Good work.
Yeah, thank you.
The Vikings already beat you. So anyway,
I know.
we've got that. The other
These are
thing,
things
Cyber
that,
Monday tomorrow. Anybody know of any good promotions?
yeah,
The Lego Black Friday ones actually weren't too bad. Anybody got anything for Cyber Monday? Trying to do a rock on.
I don't. No, I was trying to tell Bam Crustel I love him too.
Okay. Why don't you give him one of these?
Yeah. That's right.
Why are my fingers look so
I will.
weird on the stream? There you go. So Black Friday ended up having a few decent Lego online deals. They had that terrible Lion Knights castle at 25% off.
You can check out Bam Crustel because they're doing some Cyber Monday deals.
And we've got some at Bam Crest Hill, so you might as well check that out for sure. We're kind of in that place now. I went back to Target today to pick up a prescription. And while I was there, I went back to the Lego store. Or the Lego aisles. They had already removed all the Black Friday signage. They were done. Some people run it the whole weekend, but Target didn't. Of course, all the ones that had particularly good deals were all sold out anyway. So now we've got the Lego sets that aren't worth being on sale and aren't worth anyone buying until 2 weeks before Christmas when people start panic buying. So I don't know. Lots of stock still though. It's kind of crazy sometimes when you get like 2 weeks before Christmas, there's nothing in the aisles anymore. You can't even buy a set if you want a parts packet and you're willing to pay full price Jones for it. They're just nowhere to be found.
They're just bogarting terms from ACOB. Shamelessly, by the way.
Of course we are. Of course we are. We want to cater to our audience. And full price Jones is for the people.
That's right.
I've been told that, so I can accept it.
Just
Anybody else know any Cyber Monday deals, or are we just going to be shopping for what 96-inch TVs? I don't know.
I will do that tomorrow.
Okay. 96-inch TV.
What's next, Ben?
That's it. We are ready to talk about next show. What do we got next week?
I will be here next week. Will you?
Let's see. It will be the first week in December. I should be.
All right, sweet. I should have more built because I did a lot of preparing for building something new in studio in the car between here and St. Louis. Got a lot done, by the way, with posting new videos for our stream, for the Brickworld brand in general, and for Brickworld Crossing. So I got I have a bunch of videos ready, and we're going to start doing more building technique videos. So what I did, Ben, is when I was planning this week to get ready for, maybe that's one of the reasons I was building slower when I did have time. I was videoing what I was building to kind of like watch the process. And so if you can do the same and send me the videos, I can make videos out of them as well.
Sure.
Because I don't know that this is going to bring a lot of more people in, but it's definitely on brand in that, like, I had an idea, like I told you about, I closed my eyes and said, like, I want a blue stained glass window on wood. So it's on brown and I want stone around it. And so I started working with that. And so the entire process of me figuring that out, I videoed. And granted, it took me like 2 hours, but I made a 5-minute video out of it. Actually, a 2-minute video, which that'll be our outro this week. Monica Berry says, don't know of any Cyber
Monday. Yep.
Was surprised that her hubby did some Black Friday shopping and she's getting a laptop and some Lego. Didn't think we'd get more Lego till March. And that's when the Lego Animal Crossing line comes out. So save your budget till then. I missed one from Realgar. Had to leave for a while, but he's back. What did he miss? We indexed the modulars. Yeah,
we indexed them all.
Watch it on replay. I enjoyed that. I would watch that. I've watched other streams do the tier lists and like that. We did it.
We tried it.
Didn't seem to have the same energy that we usually get from the chat, but
that's okay.
we did the thing, and I enjoyed it. Reed's going to bed. Good night. All right. So we're both committed to next week. I'm committed to like building something amazing and new. We'll see if that actually happens. Are you ready for this outro?
Right, a new outro. I can't handle it.
Well, I have to share it because I wasn't able to upload it to the brand, so we have to just be quiet.
Okay.
And I'll try to end it at the right time. So here we go. Oh, the sound is off. Oh well. I'll just sing. La 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 la.
Lego geometry. Lego geometry. It's the geometry of Lego.
It's a great song that I paid for the license for, so I don't know why it's not playing the song. But hey, look, I'm building stuff.
You are.
Click, 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 clicky, click, click. These are the sounds that come with this video. Look, I built a thing. You guys already saw the end result. So I don't know how interesting. I don't know if we're not losing everybody. Look,
People just
stained
they
glass.
love you, Mark. Oh yeah, how about that?
Look, stuff happened.
Look at
Click,
that.
click, click, click. Do 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 do.
So what's the song that you paid for that's not on here?
I don't know. It's some generic name from some generic artist because it comes from like one of those sites where you license music by people who make music for live stream videos.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good song. It's like African drums or something like that. It's
Okay.
like that.
Do you
Imagine
think
that.
there's any chance we could license Lego Geometry someday?
Oh, I'm sure I'll talk to my attorney about that.
All right.
I don't like that arch. I think I'm going to get rid of it. The one over the windows, the stone one.
And the
Maybe
other
it's
thing I
an
noticed about
upgrade.
that is it's not symmetrical. You have a
Oh,
quarter
I
tile
know.
on one side and then the double
Yeah.
whatever on the other.
All right. We're gone. Bye, everybody.
Bye.